Hello and welcome to the Flixters, the place where two movie nutters bring you all the movie reviews and news you could ever wish for in your life. That's right, you can download our podcast on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Castbox and Anchor. And don't forget to follow us on Insta, Facebook, YouTube and Twitter. We will see you there. Twitter, like a Twitter. Come on over to Twitter.
Come over, Twitter, water.
You know what I mean?
Right, okay. You know what? Let's just get into this. Right, so welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us on this extremely extravagant bonanza of an episode.
It's Sweet 16. Sweet 16. What you gotta get for Sweet 16?
Look, episode 16, Sweet 16. Listen, look, ladies and gents, we've got a really rampacked show out, and I know I always say this, but we genuinely do. So look, we're gonna start off with some movie news. We're gonna move into the box office top 10. We have got some stuff out on Blu-ray that we want to speak about. We've got some trailer stuff that we want to let you know of. In Anniversary Corner, we've got some classic films. And the film reviews this week, we've got The Nun, we've got Searching, and we've got another Spike Lee joint, a film called
Chirac.
Yeah, so that's what we've got for today's episode. Oh, and also, sorry, how could I forget? We've got Hidden Gems. So listen up. We hope you support us. We hope you keep listening, and we hope you enjoy the show. Here it is. So, Deval, how are you feeling this week?
I am feeling a bit better. Thank
Okay,
you, Amar.
good.
Thanks for asking. My leg is healing.
You got movement in your leg?
Well, which leg are you talking about? Because I've always got movement in my leg.
That's what I was waiting for.
If you're referring to my fractured leg,
Yeah.
then yes, I haven't got full movement, but
Okay.
it is getting better.
Right, okay.
I got the heart-shaped herb from Wakanda. I was able to
Yep.
smuggle some across, so
Yep.
I'm just administering that to myself at the moment.
Nice.
So yeah, it's getting there. Thank
All
you very
right,
much.
Cool. I know you're going to be on your feet soon anyway.
Sure.
Yeah,
will do,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, you got enough legs to go around anyway. So, all right, listen, look, ladies and gentlemen, and Deval, I'm just looking at this movie news stuff that we've got to go through, right? And wow, I'm really surprised on some of the stuff that we've got here. But one of the things that I'm kind of like, oh God, is this going to happen? Is it not going to happen? And it's still in the news.
What's this?
Dave Bautista still upset over the James Gunn firing, and rightly so. All right, so
yeah.
he's upset. A lot of people are upset. Now, the thing is this, could he leave Guardians 3? Because I'll just mention this, he was on the Jonathan Ross show recently, and Jonathan Ross started asking him about questions on this, and, you know, he was like, obviously, you know, he's still pissed off about the whole thing, and, you know, it kind of, he implied that, look, you know what, he might not, he could even say, look, you know what, just piss off.
Is
Like,
it?
Yeah.
Oh, he's angry, isn't he?
This guy is angry. And I get it because, you know what? He's been given this great role. You know, James Gunn hired him for the role. And then, look, you know what?
His loyalties are split now. He feels like he needs to be loyal to James Gunn. But at the same time, he's got to listen to the people that are paying him in Disney.
The paycheck.
Yeah, but you know what he's like. I mean, even his character's like that. He can't let a thing go.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Thanos killed his wife and kid. He can't let things go,
He's
can
not
you?
going to let that go, is he?
So he's not letting this go.
Right. So, and I just thought to myself, could there ever be an instance where, you know, Disney, Marvel, whatever, they just rewrite the whole thing and just we get a new Guardians.
Whoa.
And that is deep. That's big.
That won't be people won't have that. That's not going to happen. If it does happen, that's going to flop massively. Yeah.
Because this is already delayed, right?
Yeah. It's already delayed, and there isn't actually a new date as to when it's going to be, you know, pre-production and so on. So who knows? I ain't got a clue.
Yeah.
For once, I ain't got a clue.
Listen, Flixters, we're debating this. You know what? It's one of those things that I was just reading up on, and I just thought, wow, like, you know, could he be so pissed off that he announces that, you know what? No, fuck it. I'm not going to be in this franchise anymore because look what happened to James Gunn. And Disney, they've said categorically, we are not going to rehire James Gunn.
Yeah. That is...
We'll just have to wait and see. All right. Moving on. Deval, what are you doing on the 8th of March, 2019?
Well, I'm glad you asked because I just booked in a pedicure. So I'm going to be getting.
Scrap it, scrap it, scrap
What?
it, scrap.
Have you seen my nails on my feet?
Scrap. Yeah, actually, wow, the crusty toenails that you got. Right? No, I'm joking. Seriously, listen, scrap it, because 8th of March is the day that we'll be going to the cinema and we'll be watching Capitan Marvel. 8th of March.
Yeah.
It's been announced. That's the date. It's hitting the screens 8th of March here in the UK. I'm not sure about in the States, actually. In North
Sometimes it
America.
comes out a bit later in the States. Sometimes there's some sort of agreement they have. I think it's a tax thing, or maybe it's they want to see how the markets do regarding the box office, and they want to sort of trickle the results. But either way, I ain't complaining. We get it early.
Yeah,
So yeah,
it's fine.
I can't wait.
And you posted a couple of stuff on our Instagram page.
Yeah.
The first look pictures.
When I saw that, because I'm always online trying to
Yeah.
find things, and I thought, you know what, let me just put in Captain Marvel, see what comes up. When I saw these images of Captain Marvel in one, she's in a green uniform or a costume with the Kree.
Yes.
With what's his name? Korath,
Yeah.
the Destroyer, the one that was in Guardians 1. Yeah, Jimon Hunsu, the one that says,
yeah.
when Star-Lord says, I'm Star-Lord, he goes, who? Yeah, him. So she's with him and a few other people. And I think from the comics, they're called Star Force, I think. They're like a little motley crew that, do things in the stars.
Oh, so what? He's good then?
Well, I'm not sure. I think what's happening is that the Kree have, because in the comics, there's the Kree Skrull war.
Right, okay.
So the Krees are who we saw in Ronan, in Korath, all those people. And the Skrulls we haven't seen yet in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The Skrulls are shapeshifters.
Right.
They're a very, very, very strong race.
Yeah.
The Skrulls also link quite well with that Fantastic Four. And that's where you get Super Skrull, who has the powers of The Thing, Mr. Fantastic, Sue Storm, and Johnny Storm all in one.
What?
So he's got the ability of all of those. He's Super Skrull. But
Yeah.
I'm digressing, I'm going off track. But yeah, so the Skrulls and the Kree have a massive war that lasts for thousands of years.
Yeah.
So I think in the images that we saw there, it looks like Captain Marvel's working with the Kree. Maybe they're fighting against a Skrull.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe she's going undercover. I don't know.
Right.
But she was in the same uniform as them.
And we do know that this is set in the 90s, right?
Yes, yeah. It's set in the 90s.
We're going to see Nick Fury.
Yep, younger with 2 eyes.
Yep. And we know that Jude Law is in this film.
Yep, he's playing Marvel.
Right.
Marvel is the person who, I guess in the comics and animation, inadvertently, his powers gets transferred to Carol Danvers, turns her into Miss Marvel, and then
right.
Captain Marvel.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I was reading something online. Kevin Feige, he turned around and he said, "Look, Jude Law is amazing in this film, so he's going to be really, really good."
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm looking forward to this. The teaser pictures,
heavy. We see Ronan, the accuser, coming back as well, and yeah, it's just, and we see her in her uniform, her Captain Marvel, the colours, that uniform or costume, I should say. So it's just looking like, and she's meant to be one of the most powerful Avengers, even more so than Hulk. Yeah.
Wow.
So just imagine when she starts, when she realizes her powers and goes binary.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
And is she the key to killing Thanos or getting rid of Thanos?
I think, yeah. If we're talking muscle, her, Thor.
Yeah.
Because Thor's now gone to another level. Remember,
Right.
yeah. Because even think about Infinity War, Thanos had all 6 stones. And Thor was still able to penetrate his attack and still get him in his chest rather than the head. so yeah, Thor is tough. So Thor, Captain Marvel, and Hulk, those 3 are the muscle.
Yeah. Okay. Talking about Infinity War, what is this about? I hear reshoots.
Yeah. So reshoots are happening literally as we speak, or in the past week or so they've started.
Now, is that because of the whole Guardians of the Galaxy stuff?
No, reshoots always happen.
Right.
A film will wrap principal photography, like with Marvel, they usually are quite like a year in advance with the principal photography, and then any other reshoots they need to do to fill in any story gaps or anything like that.
Yeah,
they'll do afterwards.
Right.
They can get people back on set because people are busy; they can't do it all at once.
Right.
But again, maybe with this Guardians 3 debacle, maybe this may influence some of their reshoots. Who knows?
There might be less I don't know. Will they be? I don't know how
Less
they're going to work.
tracks?
Yeah,
I don't know. I hope not.
I hope not, because he's one of the best things about
Exactly,
Guardians and about the
exactly.
whole kind of franchise thing. All right, okay. So tell us about Vin Diesel. Actually, we've got a couple of Vin Diesel nuggets of information for you, but tell
We
us
do.
about this one.
Yeah. So have you seen Pitch Black?
I've seen Pitch Black.
Pitch Black.
I didn't see the Chronicles of Riddick.
Do you know what? It's a funny thing you say that, and I was considering Chronicles as a hidden gem because a lot of people haven't seen it.
It's so funny because when Pitch Black came out, I was like, wow, this is
Yeah,
brilliant. This
yeah,
is really good.
yeah.
I can't remember the director, but I like the director of Pitch Black. And then Chronicles, I don't know, came out 2-3 years after that.
It came out 2004, I think.
Right, okay. So I
think,
just
yeah.
I just didn't catch it.
For me, Chronicles actually
Is it better than...
it's kind of like how Aliens 1 is a classic, but
Yeah.
Aliens 2 is it's like
no, I get it.
The Pitch Black one was about the that crew that were stranded on that planet and they had to contest with the creatures in Pitch Black. Whereas Chronicles of Riddick deals with a whole fleet, a whole armada of these invaders.
And do they
so
give
a lot more people?
Do they give any backstory to how he gets his power or why he is like that?
That's the thing.
Origin.
You don't. But there are a couple of hints at where he's from and stuff like that.
Yeah.
More so than in Pitch Black, I think. But it's a solid film. When it
Is
comes
it?
on,
I'm
it's the
gonna
sort of
watch it.
film that when it comes on, I just start watching it.
They show it on TV.
Yeah, I know.
I've seen
it's
it
a
on
good
Channel
film.
4, Film
Thandie
4 or something.
Newton's in it,
Thandie
looking
Newton,
the same as she looks now somehow. Carl Urban's in it. Yeah.
Where do we know Carl Urban from?
From everything. He's in Ragnarok.
Yeah. Oh God.
He's in that. He actually looks the same.
Yeah. He does. And he went. They went in Thor Ragnarok. They put him gave him a Cockney accent.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is like, it's good.
So,
Star Trek. That was it.
Star Trek as well. Yes, exactly. He's the Doctor or something, isn't he?
Yeah.
But Pitch Black 1, Chronicles of Riddick, and then there's what's the other one? Riddick, I think it's called. Is a third one. There's been a third one where he's somehow on this planet and shit happens, but he's still the same character.
Yeah.
But this one now is going to be called Furia. Furia is the planet where he's from.
Right.
So Furia is going to go
back.
Yes, it may go back. Maybe a prequel. I'm not sure, but it's going to show us his planet, his people, because his people are they're like Wolverines. They're all a bunch of Wolverines.
Man.
Yeah. Because if someone hears you're from Furia, they take 2 steps back.
Yeah.
They're like, oh shit, it's Furian.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's just one of those places that you just don't mess
wanna
with. So
mess
imagine going to that place and seeing a bunch of hymns. Come on now.
Oh man.
So that's going to continue. I think it's going to be filming pretty soon. I think early next year. I think it may be. So we'll get it soon. But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I really like that film.
I want to see Chronicles.
Do you know what? You got to see it.
Yeah,
don't mess around. You got to see it.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel fans, like even Kay, he hasn't seen it.
Man,
I keep telling him.
And he loves
exactly
Vin Diesel.
Exactly.
Oh man. Okay. All right. And what else have we got here? Tell us about Henry Cavill.
Yeah, Henry Cavill. Well, you should know. He's your mate, isn't it?
Well, let me call him up and message. But seriously, why didn't he tell me this?
Henry Cavill. So so he's there was a rumor a little while ago. Now it's been confirmed, I think. So The Witcher is a computer game about people that hunt I think vampires and creatures and stuff like that.
There is. I remember PS4 game.
Yeah. So it's quite a Lord of the Rings-ish type sort of setting back in the day, medieval wizards and spells and dragons and all sorts, anything goes kind of thing. And he's being cast as the lead in this. I think the seasons are supposed to be quite short, so definitely under 10 episodes, I believe. And he's supposed to have signed on for a few seasons.
Really?
Yeah. So
what is it? What does it mean when a big, huge star like Henry Cavill decides to say, right, okay, look, you know what? I'm not going to make a film, or he probably is making films, but he decides, right, I'm going to devote some of my time to a TV show. Is it because there's better roles on TV? You can do more things with TV, or is it because he's not getting the roles that he wants to, as in films? Like, what is it?
I think it's a bit of a balance because it's been spoken of so much about doing the next Man of Steel, and that's been put back. Justice League, when's that going to happen? So all these DC projects that are in the works, they're not starving Superman. He might have a cameo, but as a person who's a working actor, do you want to just depend on that? You got to move on.
It's true.
So it's not going to be a massive some TV series are 20 episodes or even 13. This is going to be much shorter, so the commitment isn't going to be as great, but the payoffs will be. So obviously he'll be paid well for this, the lead in this series, and obviously you can still do other projects as well. So I think for him it's a great balance of being current, being relevant, but also getting work out there as well.
Okay, and listen, talking about all these films that you're saying about balance and everything, are we getting a balance here where I'm seeing loads and loads and loads of sequels?
I saw this and I thought,
tell us about this.
What is going on here? Because I was flooded by sequels here. I was like, what is this? And these are all meant to be true. Like, these are all meant to be in the works at some sort of stage. Pre-production can take a while sometimes, as you know. But these are all projects that have been green lit from what I understand.
So tell our listeners.
So Beetlejuice,
Wow.
Beetlejuice 2. Beetlejuice 1, was it 1988? Was it 88? I think.
I want to say
That's
88.
30 years, isn't it?
Oh, man. And we spoke about it.
Yeah, in our anniversary corner, didn't we?
Yeah.
30 years later.
Classic film. I love that film.
Beetlejuice. Is it going to be Michael Keaton again?
I hope so. We're hoping so. But the one film on this list that I'm really, really excited about is Coming to America. Oh man.
Exactly.
I hope Eddie's doing this.
Yeah. And from what I understand, it's to do with his long lost son.
Okay. Tell me it's not going to be like Kevin Hart or something, is it? But Coming to America 2 will be brilliant. Seriously.
Kevin Hart,
I mean, because he's probably he's one of the big comedians at the moment now.
I know. Oh my gosh.
So Coming to America 2. What else have we got?
So the other one is King Conan. So Conan the Barbarian or Conqueror. So it's gonna be. But Arnie's like 70 now, is he? Or something?
He's getting on now, isn't he?
So but he has got a son who looks quite meaty as well. So I don't know, his son might...
And he's an actor as well, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Probably,
Yeah,
probably.
His son's an actor as well.
You can walk into any set and say, my name's Schwarzenegger. Oh, you got the part.
Yeah, exactly. It could be. Yeah.
So it's supposed to follow the story of Conan and him being a king now and, raising to that profile and I guess, just all that, I guess.
Yeah. More of the same, really.
More of the same.
Yeah.
And then Gremlins. There wasn't a Gremlins 3, was there?
No, this is going to be...
This is
so there was Gremlins 2.
1 and 2, okay.
Yeah.
So
Gremlins 3, wow.
I think that could work.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say Steven Spielberg was... executive produced it, and he's connected to the Gremlins films, I think.
Okay.
I think. If I'm wrong, please let me know, ladies and gentlemen. But if we see another Gremlins film, I mean, come on. It's been... 30 years,
ages. So with them, you can't feed them after midnight, isn't it?
You can't put them in water, or you can't get water on them.
Yeah.
And in Gremlins, in the first Gremlins, obviously, everything that he does, he's not supposed to do. It happens. Yeah. So it was. I remember that film, man. It was really good.
Midnight in water. Come on, what kind of stupid?
I know. And then there's that multiplying. Pew, 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 pew,
yeah. That's the noise.
I know. Okay, so we've got Gremlins 3. Oh, tell us about this one.
Zombieland 2. Yeah.
I hope so. This
was a massive success, wasn't it?
Huge, low budget.
Eisenberger or something.
Yeah.
And Woody Harrelson. Emma Stone,
who went on to win the Oscar for La La Land.
Yeah. So it's just a beloved film. I think a lot of people love it.
Cult classic.
Yeah. It's kind of like the Shaun of the Dead, like American version, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But I think that would be a good one if they can get the same or similar cast together. Get the same feeling back.
Yeah.
'Cause that's the thing. Some of these films, the things that made them so good, it's not just the film, it's the feeling.
Yeah, it's that time frame.
Yeah.
Like when they came out and whether or not you can capture it. And like we've spoken about this before, how many sequels or in trilogy films, how many do well?
Sharknado, I mean, they all...
wow, that's like, hell no. Talking about, again, another Eddie film, Beverly Hills Cop. So tell us this.
Beverly Hills Cop 4.
Wow,
yeah?
man.
How many years later? This is a long time after.
93, I think, wasn't Beverly Hills Cop, I want to say.
Eddie Murphy, is he the same person?
Where's he been all these years?
Making kids. He's got like 11 kids, isn't it?
No, like,
He'll need 11 sequels to pay for them kids.
Lawsuits. Like, I know he was doing like something to do with music. He was making music as well. He became like a record producer.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was doing all that sort of stuff. But I think his bread and butter was like, films and stand up and everything like that. So it'd be great to see him back again in a film.
Yeah. Just hopefully it does well and doesn't flop straight away.
Exactly. And another classic from the 80s,
Goonies
2.
This has got to be a long time. More than 30 years, isn't it?
Again, I want to say like 86, 87.
That's a long time.
Yeah. And it had in this future stars of Lord of the Rings and future Deadpool star and Thanos himself.
Yep. Even Sean Astin doesn't seem to have... Like, he looks the same, just bigger.
Yeah, exactly. And then he came back. Obviously, he became like famous again because of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And then after that, I remember I saw him in 24.
Oh, was he in that? Okay.
He popped up in 24, but then he just kind of went.
He's in Stranger Things, isn't it? He was in that.
He turned up in Stranger Things. And there's a big. I think I mentioned this to you. There's a Goonies reference in Stranger Things, and when I saw it, I loved it.
Is it
that One-Eyed Willie?
Oh, okay. One-Eyed Willie keeps coming up because it's in Deadpool as well. Yeah, he says One-Eyed Willie. Obviously in Deadpool, he can say whatever though, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, he says
okay,
it. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Because he calls Cable One-Eyed Willie. Yeah.
I'm laughing now because I just think it's funny.
Because that is, but isn't the One-Eyed Willie was the person or the thing they were looking for?
Yeah,
or something,
the One-Eyed Willie's treasure.
Yeah.
One-Eyed Willie. Okay, so hopefully Goonies 2 makes it. And you know what? Edge of Tomorrow. I really like this film. Do you know that?
It was a shocker because I had low expectations when I saw it, but it's actually quite. I think what's her name? John Krasinski's missus. I should know her name.
Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt. Yeah, she was good in it. I liked her.
Yeah,
she was a good character. I didn't like Tom Cruise was obviously Tom Cruise, but I liked her. She was just like fierce and tough, and
feisty, and
not messing
like
around.
in Sicario.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I did like her character. So yeah, if they can do that again, and the premise was quite good, isn't it? It's like a time loop of some sort. Live, repeat, die, or something.
And then how was it that I think the blood of the aliens got into him somehow. And then he was able to kind of just regenerate and just kind of live each day again. And he knew, and that's how they defeated the aliens.
Yeah.
So
those aliens were mad though, innit? Some mad, like, fluid,
through the
fast,
ground. And like, it was good. I really liked that one. And how did it start? I remember, how did it end then?
I can't remember. I know it took ages before they realised how to, like, defeat it. But, I think they just had to keep trying, and then figure it out. But it was good.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it here on the Flixters first. Like all these sequels and kind of like, what's sequel, threequel,
frequels, fourquels,
like you name it, they're all here. All right. Okay. Now, Captain Planet movie. What the hell is
Captain Planet?
What the hell is
He's
this?
A hero gonna take pollution down to zero. Don't you remember the cartoon?
No.
What was he doing?
Captain Planet. No.
Captain Planet with the green mullet. And he had all the planeteers. We're the planeteers. You can be one too.
No.
Saving our planet is the thing to do. Yeah.
Oh,
and it was earth, fire, wind, water, heart. Your powers combined. I am Captain Planet. They had all these elements that they combined that created Captain Planet, and he would come and try and save the day from all these polluting people, because it was all about saving the environment.
Yeah.
So Captain Planet it was a cartoon from the 90s about environmentally friendly or not friendly people. And then these people, these freedom fighters, will come together and try and stop these people from polluting the water or killing wildlife. And that was it. But yeah, so this cartoon is meant to be
what is
live action. Yeah. Live action film and reportedly Leonardo DiCaprio's got a production company that's involved in bringing it to life. And those letters, you're thinking, what is it? Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what it is.
I'm going to tell you what it is. It's there for a reason.
Okay.
Because the actor stroke writer of those letters is also been in other projects. He is involved in the scripts for Captain Planet. So the
Who?
Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel. Potato Peel Pie Society.
This film, it's like it's a running thread.
So so the actor stroke writer that was involved in the Guernsey Literary blah 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 is also going to be involved in Captain Planet.
And this is Leo DiCaprio's production company is going to like produce this thing.
Yeah, from what I understand, yeah.
Oh my! But will he be Captain Planet or?
He better not be if he wants to have a career after that.
Oh my
he better
gosh!
Not be. No way.
This is weird.
Captain Planet.
Wow, gosh. All right, that sounds interesting. Well, we'll see what happens with that one.
But it brings us on to like Mattel. Yeah.
Tell us about Mattel because they are.
Yeah, so like Mattel, similar to Hasbro, with Transformers and G.I. Joe and things like that. You know, they want to bring these I don't know, these toys and cartoons from our past onto the silver screen. Some of them have been all right, some of them haven't. But Mattel want to get involved as well. Yeah, so
what? My Little Pony,
Barbie, Ken, all the Sylvanian families, or I don't know.
You know what? Battleships, wasn't that one? Who was Battleships?
I don't know. But that's been filmed.
That's a
film. I think that could be Mattel, you know?
Yeah.
It could be Mattel. But yeah, so they've got a production company and they want to start churning out these films. They're thinking, hold on, they're making money. We want to make money too.
Exactly.
So.
But I wonder what their big property, what have they got? They've got loads of stuff.
They've got quite a lot, yeah. There could be some obscure ones that we don't know about.
Yeah.
But obviously the big ones we know of is, you know, Barbie and stuff like that. That's all Mattel.
Connect 4.
How are they going to make a film?
Connect 4.
A film. It'd be like some I can imagine it being like Inception, like Connect 4, like in the city.
Exactly.
Can you connect London to Paris, Amsterdam, and Sweden? Can you imagine?
It may be something like that, man. But look, oh gosh, man. Well, we'll have to wait and see because this is like, yeah. I mean, they could come up with something, I don't know, really obscure and it works really well. But you never know.
Because before Guardians, did you know who Guardians were?
Bro, I remember when we used to work together and this came out. I remember this. This was back in, what was it?
2014.
2014. And I remember you were saying, oh yeah, you know what? They're coming out, bringing out Guardians of the Galaxy. And I was like, what?
Exactly.
What's a talking raccoon?
Yeah.
What the hell is this? And you were like, nah, they're big. Yeah, I remember when you were saying that. But look what's happened now.
Exactly. They're massive now. So who knows? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, exactly. All right. And coming back now to Vin Diesel. This guy is busy though, isn't he?
He's a busy man.
So look, he's got the, what are they? The Fast and the Furious franchise.
Yep. Triple X
franchise. He's got obviously the
Guardians.
Got Groot, right? And then he's got Furia coming out as well. So all this stuff going on. How does he fit in time? And I was reading this. He is actually fitting in time to work on a Valiant Comics character called Bloodshot. And when I was reading up on this, Deval, this sounds heavy.
Yeah.
This guy sounds heavy. So it's based on a comic book character. It's rumored to be R-rated.
Yeah.
So it'll be the same ilk of, say, Deadpool.
Yeah.
Logan.
Yeah.
I think they're going for that kind of a vibe. And this is really interesting for me because I thought, okay, this is written by a guy whose work I really liked. And do you remember the film Arrival?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So the guy who wrote that is going to be writing this film. Yeah. So there's going to be some good scientific pedigree and this guy that's
going to be good.
It's going to be really good. So ladies and gentlemen, if you can go up and read on Bloodshot, it's Valiant Comics, starring Vin Diesel. I think it's going to be out next year or the end of next year. And the production's already started.
That's good.
So this guy's busy, man.
He's a busy guy.
This guy is working really, really hard. And it reminds me of, like, you know, kind of how hard your friend Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
You know, he's always doing something.
Yeah. And The Rock, he does TV shows as well, Ballers.
Yeah.
And he's working on like how many films all the time? He's crazy.
At least 2-3 films a year, right?
Yeah, more than that.
Yeah. All right, brilliant. All right, so ladies and gents. Oh, sorry. And we've got to mention, just finally, before we move on to the next section, just wanted to mention Burt Reynolds passed away. So this was on Friday.
I didn't actually know about this until you you had it on the program.
Yeah, so Burt Reynolds passed away on Friday. He was like 82 years old, and big, huge action star from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And he was in films like Deliverance, which he was like really kind of remembered for. He was a Smokey and the Bandit, Cannonball Run, and he was Oscar nominated in '92, I think it was, for Boogie Nights.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, the Paul T. Anderson film,
Okay,
with Mark Wahlberg.
that was that night. That was in 90s. That 92. Well, it was in the 90s though, for sure.
Okay,
yeah.
It was in the 90s.
Say, wow, that's a while ago. He was in that. I remember.
He played
With Heather Graham as well.
That's it. Yeah, and he played the porn director, producer, or something
He
like
looked the part, didn't he? He's got the mustache, didn't
exactly. So he came back into the limelight, and that was kind of like a real big highlight for him. And then after that, he kind of, again, I guess, just drifted away. Maybe the roles weren't coming back to him. But who plucked him back out of obscurity? None other than Quentin Tarantino for his new film. You know, the murders, the Hollywood murders.
Oh yeah.
Is it Hollywood Murders or something like that?
Yeah, I think the one with Manson. Is that the one? Or?
That's the one. It's got Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay.
And so Burt Reynolds came back for that. He filmed some scenes, but then obviously he passed away. So I'm not sure how they're going to work that into the story.
Okay.
But yeah, like, I remember watching a film of his called The Longest Yard, and then it was remade into the Meme Machines. Do you remember this Vinnie Jones film?
Yeah, the football one.
The football film. Well, that is based on a film that Burt Reynolds was in, which was called The Longest Yard.
Oh, American football version.
Oh. He's in prison. And it's kind of like the screws versus the cons, that whole thing. So if you want to watch, the inspiration for that film, Meme Machines, go watch The Longest Yard. That was made in '74, I think it was. Really good film. Okay. Yeah. So, just thought I'd kind of end on that one. So, R.I.P. Burt Reynolds.
For sure.
All right. So let's now move on to the UK's box office top 10. Surprising. So, what have we got at number 10? Sitting at number 10 is Mission Impossible Fallout. And, I mean, we've already spoken about this, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to go back and listen to a review of this, I think it's episode 13. For us, we looked at, Tom Cruise's latest big budget film in the Mission Impossible franchise. Go have a listen to that. It's number 10 at the moment, and it's had a great run.
It's done all right. Yeah, it's done all right. 23 million altogether.
Yeah.
It's been here in the top 10 for a few weeks.
Yeah.
And I think it's done all right, actually. I think worldwide, you're right. It's done really, really well. I think it's with the biggest box office opening for a Tom Cruise film.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, and I think there's probably got to be another one, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah. That's not the end of, what's his name? Ethan Hawke or whatever his name is.
Yeah, and...
Ethan Hunt.
Ethan Hawke is the actor. Yeah, that's it. Ethan Hunt. Yeah. All right. Sorry. So sitting in at number 9 is Hotel Transylvania. Number 3, A Monster Vacation. We didn't see this. It's taken a shitloads of money. I think it's going to be on his way out. But you know what? It's done all right as well. Do you know that? It's done really well.
Hotel. Oh my gosh, 17.
Yeah, and just 500,000 just in the last week.
Blimey heck.
Yeah, I know. At number 8, we've got The Equalizer 2, which, I mean...
I still ain't seen it,
I think you're probably going to have to catch this on download.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, on demand or something like that. But mind you, look, I mean, it took over 500,000 in the week, but
That's
I think it's on its way out, actually. Number 7, The Happy Time Murders. Now, this is a new release. I haven't seen this film. Deval, have you seen it?
I've not seen it. I've heard about it. It's quite controversial and stuff, but
the Muppets,
yeah,
Muppets on like cocaine, basically, like swearing. There's sex in it, and there's all this sort of shit going on there. And just the kind of concept sounds like really funny, like the Muppets, like all swearing, like Miss Piggy going, "Hey, yeah, motherfucker!" All right, so that's number 7. Incredibles 2 at number 6, and again, we said that this was going to go past 50 million.
Oh my gosh, look, it has.
Yeah, so 53 million, and it's still it'll probably get up to 55. What do you reckon?
I mean, yeah, I reckon it will. Even though the holidays are over, I think people will still on the weekend go and see it. So Oh, damn, it's been ages.
It's been in there for a while.
That's the money maker. These family films.
I've got this article that I want to just quickly kind of mention to you, and
Oh wow.
yeah. Oh, and I was talking about this. Let's have a look. Blah 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 blah. Winners and losers of the box office, and check this out. Right.
Wow, what could this be?
This is
I'm
intriguing.
intrigued.
Stuff. This is
The suspense is killing
intriguing
me.
stuff, and if I can get my
Winners and losers of the box office. Is this like worldwide or is it like UK box office?
this is like everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Incredibles has taken.
Oh no.
Yeah.
2 billion. It's 2.2 billion.
I'm gonna edit all this stuff out anyway, so it doesn't really matter. The pauses and everything. So
That's good because I was struggling to feel.
yeah, I know. Let me just kind of get this. This is really bad. This is really bad. Okay. This is. I had it here. I did have it here. Maybe I don't have it here, but basically,
a lot of money. A lot of money.
Oh, this is one thing. Oh, okay, fine. I fucked that up completely. So that was Incredibles at number 2. Number 5, a film which we'll speak about later on in the show, is Searching.
Oh.
So it's another new release, and
What are you searching for?
it's well, this guy in the film is searching for his daughter, so it's
okay.
actually quite like,
Damn.
yeah.
Okay.
It has a happy ending, so no, it's good. It's an interesting film, and I'm glad to see this type of film in the box office top 10. So it's a new release. I think it's done what it did really well in America.
Okay.
So we'll see how well that turns out. Number 4 is The Meg, and again, I mean, it's doing all right.
I still ain't seen it.
Yeah, watch it.
But I do want to see it because I just from the trailer, just seeing like there's a bit where the kid is in like they're in like an underwater facility.
Yeah,
she's in the corridor playing by herself, and then the shark is massive behind her.
It's wicked.
That just looks mad.
I know, it's crazy. So that's The Meg at number 4. Number 3, Black Klansman. We spoke about this in last week's episode.
Do you know what we've got to mention? I should have mentioned that. I'm just I feel so stupid that I didn't mention.
What?
You know the lead guy, Ron Starworth.
Yeah.
Do you know who he is?
No. What? Where's he from?
He's Denzel Washington's son.
You are kidding me.
He's Denzel Washington's son.
But hang on,
Ron Starworth.
No, but I mean, what's his name?
Something Washington.
I don't remember seeing his name. Oh wow.
His name is Washington. His name is John David Washington. That's his name, John David Washington. He's Denzel Washington's son.
That is so under the radar. Do you know that?
Looking at him, I can't even see Denzel Washington's face. But
I know.
He's Denzel Washington's son.
That is so under the radar. Wow. Well, okay. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Congrats, man. Seriously. So that's number 3, Black Klansman. Number 2, this has been number 2 for the last 4 weeks, I think.
Here we go again, literally.
Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, which took under 1 million again, just this week.
The only reason it's always number 2, do you know why? It's because it takes so much every week, but because there's a newer film that comes out every week, that just takes a bit more because it's new. That's the only reason, because it's new. But
and we said it was going to go over 60 million, and it's gone 61 million.
Yeah. It's touching Infinity War money, you know that? I remember at a time Infinity War was on 64 million or something like that.
Yeah.
And this is number 2. So as it slides down, it's going to get 1 million every week.
It's going to pick up like 500,000-600,000 each week.
That's crazy. And that would have been so much cheaper to make as well.
I know. Well, yeah. And this means clearly there's going to be a third part.
Mamma Mia. And we go again.
Could it be like Mamma Mia, Money, Money, Money?
Oh my, that's a good one.
Hire us, man.
That's a good one.
Hire us.
Money, money, money. Oh my gosh.
Couldn't that be it?
All
right. And the UK's number 1 film this week is, which it was last week as well, right?
Yeah.
Christopher Robin, and it's done really well.
Yeah.
This is 10 million at the moment gross total, and just this week it took over £1 million.
Yeah.
So clearly they've got a good kind of formula there.
Yeah.
Live action film with animated characters. It's about Winnie the Pooh. And
is that what it is?
Yeah, I did a bit of reading on it. I saw the trailer and stuff.
You did.
Yeah. And I mean, I like Ewan McGregor, but I just don't know if I like because there's other films that I'm kind of like watching and TV and stuff like that, and I just think, all right, I need to be a bit kind of organized with my time and what I can watch and what, like, But ladies and gentlemen, if you've got a review of this, please let us know. We're not averse to kind of like reading out stuff on the show. So if you want to get in touch, hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, email, Facebook,
YouTube. All of it.
Come down to the studio.
Studio home.
Yeah, come down to the studio home, and we'll put you on the show.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So Deval, what is out on Blu-ray?
I feel pretty.
Now you saw this, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you saw this in the cinema.
I saw it. I went to the cinema and I saw it.
You did.
Yes,
So
I did.
yeah, you took a hit for the team.
I did take a hit, but actually it was a good hit.
Yeah,
I felt quite good afterwards. I felt quite pretty.
Okay, nice.
Afterwards, but no, it was a comedy with what's her name, Amy Schumer.
Yeah.
And it's just she falls over, hits her head, and then first of all, obviously Amy Schumer is Amy Schumer. She's who she's not size 0, whatever you call it. She's not a model type looking person, and she's just a regular looking person type thing. She's a nice lady, but she falls down in the gym, hits her head, and she wakes up, and something's not right in her head. She wakes up thinking she is literally God's gift, and that's how she carries herself. But she's not. She's just the same person. But it's funny to see how that knocked a massive level of confidence on her, and it's just an interesting film to see how physically nothing changes, but if your mentality changes, how you can achieve things, because she was so much more confident. So
it's a positive message. Right?
Yeah, it is a positive message that confidence. Even no matter what you've got, you just work it, work it,
girl.
You work it. I'm telling you.
Yeah, man. No, it's true. I like that. I mean, I didn't see the film, and I remember I listened back to the podcast and I listened to your review of it, and it did sound interesting.
Yeah, it's all right.
So, ladies and gents, if you want to hunt this film down, it's out on Blu-ray, it's out on DVD. Go check it out. I Feel Pretty. And the next film out this week is The Strangers Pray at Night. And we reviewed this film on the show as well. I think it was our first episode.
Was it? Wow.
I think it was the first episode.
Damn.
So go back to episode 1, please. Listen to the review of that. And what I said back then was, it was kind of like the scares were to the minimum. It was a bit annoying. And a few things were, I was like, oh shit. And I think it was based on, kind of like loosely based on a true story, some murders that happened like way back in somewhere in the States, where people were terrorized and killed by people wearing masks. So I think they kind of took this. Yeah. They made a film, The Strangers, which starred Liv Tyler. Yeah. And then this is kind of like a prequel or something like that. So if you're into your kind of, atmospheric, light, mask wearing killers, go check it out. And also, one thing, a lot of people like watching these films because they like to put themselves in that situation and have discussions. I read about this.
What, of being the killer or the...
Yeah, so what they do is people watch these films, right? Yeah. And then they get around, they start talking about it, and they're like, oh, what would you do in this situation? What would you do in that situation? How would you get away? And which I think is quite funny. Like, it's quite cool, So if you want to kind of figure out, or you want to think about what you would do in that situation, go watch it.
I'd run. That's what I'll do.
Man, it reminds me of the Hereditary scene.
Run. Yeah.
Jumping out the window.
Exactly.
All right. Okay. Now, you saw this as well,
I saw
didn't
Entebbe. Yeah, Entebbe is the next one that's out this week on Blu-ray and download. It's a true story of a hijacking of I think Air France plane, I think it was. And it gets hijacked and it gets ground. Well, they force them to land in Uganda, and in Uganda there's also Idi Amin. He's there, so it's let me cast my mind back. I think they're German freedom fighters. Was it a German freedom fighter and then a British one? There's all over the country basically, but it's to do with the Israeli sort of conflict at that time. Yeah, and they want. I think they want some they want to free some Palestinians, I think it is. Yeah. and they hijack the plane as leverage to get some prisoners freed.
And they want worldwide attention on this situation.
Yeah.
And I remember I saw this. I saw. Sorry, I'll rephrase that. I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
I didn't see the film, but it looked really interesting. It's got Daniel Bruhl in it, and it's got
Rosamund Pike. Yeah.
So those are the
really
leads.
good. Both really good.
Yeah.
Bilingual. I think Daniel Bruhl is obviously German as well.
He speaks about 4 or 5 languages.
Yeah. He's mad, and Rosamund Pike speaks good German in it as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Idi Amin is played by the King of Kaf.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
the King of Kaf.
Okay,
yeah. So he does a really good job of that. But yeah, really good film. Really hard hitting, edgy, true to life sort of scenario.
And just in brackets, we've got to let the listeners know King of Karth is a Game of Thrones reference there,
Yeah.
just in case. We're just pulling this out. And the thing is, I know what you're talking about, right? But the ease at which you just pull that one out, and it was like, yeah, the King of Karth, like, you know, it's like, everyone knows that. Everyone knows that,
If you
right?
don't know, you better know.
There's always a Biggie reference in there somewhere.
Always,
you always do a Biggie song. All right, and what else is out?
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
And not only is it Bad Boys 2 out, but it's out in 4K.
4K. Do you know
what is like?
How is Bad Boys 2 that was made in 1990 whatever? Yeah, gonna be on 4K. It wasn't
What did they
filmed
do to
on
the
anything
film?
close to 4K. It wasn't even filmed in HD then. So
All I want to know is, what do they do to the print, the film, to make it
someone's got a stamp. They stamp the DVD box, put 4K on it, and take your money. That's what they do.
And why now?
Because it's coming out soon.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's cash.
All
It's always a
marketing,
cash in.
all marketing.
All right. Here's a quick question for you. Want to throw one out? What comes after Blu-ray?
Or 4K. After 4K, 8K. There is 8K. It's not on wide release, but there is 8K. 8K TVs are there, but there isn't any 8K
footage,
like software, like DVDs or anything.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So do you think we'll still have like a disc thing?
I think it'll all go down to it'll be download soon, wouldn't it? I think downloads are there now, but some people still like the physical copy.
Yeah.
And also, I think they can charge. It's more, I guess, for like resale physical copies. Sometimes they do actually work, gifts and stuff like that. You know.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I think definitely the way forward in the future.
And also, when you buy a Blu-ray now, I've noticed like on the packaging it says includes a digital download.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So a lot of the films, for example,
okay.
I was in Tesco a couple of days ago, picked up the Infinity War disc because I started reading about the extra information, and it said includes digital download.
That's really good, you know.
So you get the physical copy
Really
and the
good.
digital copy.
I think that's really good. Yeah,
it is good.
That's really good.
All right. So Deval, tell us what's on streaming.
Yes, so on streaming, I saw a trailer. Streaming and trailers. I saw a trailer for a film called Widows. It stars Viola Davis, Liam Neeson, to name a couple, and it looks like one of those gritty crime thrillers that, you know, just a whole bunch of shit happens.
Yeah,
it seems like there's a few like leading female actors in this, or female characters, I should say, that are like it says in the title, they're widowed for whatever reason, and then they need to pull together and turn it up.
Right,
they got to turn it up. So yeah, so I think it's a crime sort of thriller. People are either being killed for certain reasons or whatever. Police are involved in, like, you know, like drugs, and it's almost like a little self-contained episode of The Wire, almost something like that. So, but it just seems like a really, really good, dramatic thriller that I think I definitely will watch when it comes out.
Yeah, I mean, I like Viola Davis. She's in The Closer. Is it The Closer?
Fences.
Sorry, Fences.
She's in Fences. She's in How to Get Away with Murder. She was in The Help. She's been in a whole bunch of films.
Loads of films.
Yeah, really good.
And obviously, I like Liam Neeson.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, this guy's turned into kind of like a B movies action film star now, and this you're forgetting, like, you know, he's been around for like donkey's years, man.
Donkeys. Was he in Dark Band ages ago or something?
Dark. Durant.
something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, Darkman. Another. No, hang on. Is that Marvel? No, that's not Marvel, is it? Is that DC?
It's one of the comics, whether it's Valiant or something, or definitely one of the comics.
He was in Darkman. Oh my gosh, yeah.
He's got a very particular set of skills, hasn't he?
I will find you.
And he's got an American-Irish accent that he just can't hide. He just can't shake it off.
Tell me, what's next?
Well, what's next is the manifest.
What is this?
Look for the manifest. You'll see yourself in a manifest. If you're not on a manifest, you're not on a flight. you're not on a flight.
Oh shit!
The manifest. Oh man, NBC. I think they've got a streaming service. If not, then it will be on one of the channels.
Yeah.
But manifest. It looks like Lost, basically.
Oh.
Manifest is it's about a flight that goes missing. Yeah. And the flight gets found. The whole plane of people get found, and when they're found, they realise that they've jumped.
They've jumppt time.
Yeah, 7 years I think it is, or 5 years.
Shut the front door.
Yeah.
Okay, keep talking.
Yeah, that's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. That's all I know.
Okay,
so it's like Lost basically, and it's like, and then in that obviously things have happened in that time.
Yeah.
And it's sort of, I guess it's going back over what's happened, what happened to the flight, what's happened to these people's
lives,
time, and times change,
very,
relationships.
very lost.
Yeah, so it sort of handles that.
Okay.
Imagine that 7 years or 5 years of your life is just
shit's
gone. Relationships have moved on. All sorts could have happened. You could have left your cooker on, left stuff in your fridge, your freezer. It's all gone off.
Imagine the Haagen-Dazs.
Oh my gosh, 7 years. I still eat it. I'll come back and be
You ain't lying.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Yeah, it's all right.
Okay, well, we'll watch out for that one. Manifest sounds interesting.
Manifest. And then a private war. A private war as opposed to a public one.
Yeah, so now is this a film or a TV show?
This is a film.
Okay.
This is a film, yeah. Yeah, so Manifest is a TV show, sorry, yeah. Yeah, so A Private War is a film. And everything sort of fits into place.
Yeah.
Yeah, this stars Rosamund Pike. And we just mentioned her in Entebbe.
Yeah.
Things are not by, not by
coincidence.
Coincidence, yeah. So A Private War looks like a really, really good, gritty drama. It's a drama.
Right.
And it stars Rosamund Pike. Also stars other people that I can't remember, but she's the main person. Right. It's based loosely on a true story, or I say loosely, but it's based on a true story. Obviously, It's going to be quite dramatized, but she is a world-class reporter. She goes to all these places in the world that you shouldn't go to. Helmand Province,
right?
Gaza Strip, all these places.
Lovely places.
Exactly, places where there's like these civil wars and all sorts. She goes there and reports. And she gets caught in some crossfire. She loses an eye. Exactly. So, but she doesn't want to stop there.
Oh, gosh.
She wants the truth. Her thing is, reporting. Reporters, like, for her especially, the truth is what will set you free.
Yeah.
So it's just, the story and the imagery of what you see of from the trailer alone anyway, just shows that there's some shit going on in the world.
Yeah, man.
And these people, these reporters that report, like obviously we only know about it because of the reporters. Other than reporters, we ain't gonna know. So they're the ones that bring it to our attention. They risk their lives and their safety.
It's totally true.
She lost an eye, you know what I mean? So she's like Sagat. she Tiger flame. Tiger uppercut.
Yeah, that's it.
Tiger knee. Tiger uppercut. I used to love Tiger uppercut. His whole back goes.
Oh man, I used
Tiger
to love
uppercut.
that.
Yeah, so she's looking like Sagat.
Yeah,
but a hotter version.
Hopefully. Yeah, with like hair and stuff. Yeah,
but the film looks alright. It does look like a good film. So
I like those. Those gritty, dramatic films where there's a kind of message and they show us stuff that's going on around the world because we're in a bubble.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
Like And a lot of
West Ham.
Yeah.
Forever blowing bubbles.
All right, so that looks really good as well. So that's called A Private War. All right, tell us about Counterpart.
Counterpart. The look on your face tells me you've not heard of Counterpart.
No.
Am I mixing hidden gems and trailers today?
Seriously, you are. Counterpart.
Counterpart. So, Counterpart is a TV series. It's going to be on Amazon. I think it's the 29th of September. I think it comes out.
A couple of weeks, yeah.
And it stars our mate, J. Jonah Jameson.
Right, okay.
I can't remember his real name. He was also meant to be in... Was he in the Justice League? He's meant to be like the new...
Commissioner.
Yeah, Commissioner.
What happened to that?
I don't know.
Because you remember that shot that was where he was pumping iron?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He was in, obviously, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He was in Whiplash.
Yes, Whiplash, yeah. Which I think we've got as a hidden nothing by coincidence.
Duval. And he's a really great actor. He won an Oscar for Whiplash.
He did, but yeah, supporting was it, I think?
He won the Best Supporting Actor for Whiplash, and I thought he was really, really good. And
J.K. Simmons, I think his name is.
That is it,
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah. He's
been around the block.
Yeah.
He's not a young guy. He's been around. But yeah, so the Counterpart is a show that it's a weird one, you know. It's a little bit like it's a little bit
sci-fi?
like sci-fi. Yeah.
Oh.
It's a little bit like Coherence and Plus One.
Oh,
yeah.
Which I still haven't seen yet.
You said it's seen Plus One.
I still haven't seen.
You've seen Coherence.
I've seen Coherence, but I haven't seen Plus One.
Think of the Coherence premise.
Yeah.
So Counterpart. So it's like your counterpart is somewhere else. So he's there, and his counterpart then comes, and there's a double of him.
Oh.
It's like a time thing, like a time space continuum, like multiple universes.
Yeah.
But the way it looks like a regular show. It looks like regular sort of setting.
Yeah.
It's not futuristic or anything like that.
Okay.
But from my understanding, I think it works for some sort of agency the
time agency,
something like that, needs to investigate something, and on his investigations, another one of him comes up. But this one, I think, is a bit more sinister.
Oh,
so it's a bit of a weird one. The thing is, this needs to be watched.
I think so.
It needs to be watched because it's just doesn't look like a regular show. And I was watching a top 10 of clever shows that no one really watches.
Right.
This was number 2.
Oh.
Yeah. Because Counterpart, I never heard of it.
No, I've never heard of it.
But it's a clever show, they say.
Wow. Okay.
So, one of those ones that obviously we're clever people.
Of course. I mean, come on. Nothing goes over our head.
No.
Exactly.
Not even here. Because I've got none.
Sorry, by the way, the picture that you put up on Instagram, the third window.
The rear window one.
The rear window one. That was, people like that one.
I know.
Well, we got to do some more of that.
We will do some more.
Okay. Yeah. But no, Counterpart sounds actually really, really interesting. And it kind of, do you remember this film called The Adjustment Bureau?
Yeah. Matt Damon. And I think it had Blunt as well, didn't it? Was she in it? Running around the place?
That's it. You're right. Yeah. I kind of, that whole kind of agency, that whole kind of thing, it just kind of reminds me of that. So, wow, it sounds interesting. So
I think Paul Phoenix will like this one as well.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he'll like that one.
We'll send them out a link to this. All right, and finally, what? Narcos. This just came out recently. The third season.
Narcos. The third season came out last year or year before.
Oh,
third season's old. Yeah.
So what? This is a new season.
It's coming out in November. Narcos Mexico.
So they're shifting now.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. To the cartels.
Call it like a soft reboot type thing. Because the first 2 seasons were on Pablo Escobar.
Yes.
Third season's the Cali Cartel.
Yeah.
And the 4th season is...
I can't keep a straight face.
The 4th season is the Guadalajara Cartel. Why are you laughing? You
love it.
You laughing at my Spanish. You laughing at my Spanish.
I love it, man. I love it. You don't know back.
I'm in a Spanish environment.
He's,
so
he's in this vibe.
To try and,
exactly. Okay, cool. No, I love it.
But yeah, the Guadalajara cartels, they're meant to be like ruthless in Mexico.
Bro, we watched Sicario.
Yeah.
Like, there's no messing around there. Like chopped heads.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
On spikes.
And Narcos is gritty like that. And
so
Narcos,
they won't be afraid to kind of show.
No. Also, Narcos, the reason why I liked it so much is because they also mix in stock footage of like real life, like news events and stuff. They mix it in with the show, so it's like really.
We might see that in this.
Not might, you will.
Okay,
you
wicked.
will. Also, it's going to have our friend, the Viper, Oberyn Martell's going to be in it.
Yeah.
Diego Luna.
Oh, Diego Luna. He's like a huge, like kind of Latin American actor.
Yeah.
Even
he was in the Rogue One, wasn't he?
Rogue One. Forget Latin American. He's famous worldwide.
Yeah.
So he's been in lots of stuff.
Yeah, lots of stuff. Yeah. So he's going to be. I think Diego Luna. I think he may be one of the baddies in it. I'm not sure. I think he might be, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is this.
And then what about with the Viper? You know, you've got the blonde haired guy.
Okay. Yeah.
Is he still in it as well?
I don't know if he's going to be in this one, but if I did know, I wouldn't say because I know you haven't seen it yet.
I haven't,
so I won't say.
Okay,
but I don't know anyway, so I can't say.
Muy bien.
De nada.
All right, so
yeah, so that's new on streaming and trailers. Actually, it's all been trailers, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, it's always good just to kind of see what's coming up soon.
It's all been trailers.
But I mean, I'm just thinking. Look, right, we already spoke about this last week. What we could quickly just tag on to that is Iron Fist.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, out on Netflix, and this was just kind of released just a couple of days ago, was Iron Fist season 2. And Deval, you've kind of caught up a bit. I've seen a couple of the episodes, so I haven't seen the whole thing. But just kind of briefly, what can you say about Iron Fist season 2? Is it living up to kind of its reputation? Has it taken a step backwards, a step forward?
It's done a little bit of the candy. I can see it in my eyes. You know that dance where everyone does 2 steps side, 2 steps. But it's kind of you go 2 steps to the left, 2 steps to the right. You do a little leg shake thing, but you kind of end up in the same place.
Right, I love that. That is that. You know what? That sums up my experience watching the first 3 episodes.
Because it's like it doesn't do any better or worse so far. I'm on episode 5, I think.
Yeah.
But for me, Iron Fist isn't shit. Don't get me wrong, but there's things about I don't like his face.
Yeah, he's annoying.
I know. Yeah, it's just something about him I don't find convincing.
Yeah,
as the legendary Iron Fist, I don't find him convincing. I like Colleen Wing. I do like her. Her fight scenes are better than his.
I know.
She's wicked at fighting. She's good.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
Why?
she's just like, give her the Iron Fist, man. You know what I mean?
You know what? You know who I find absolutely funny is his brother. Is it Ward?
Oh yeah, Ward. Yeah.
Whenever he turns up, right, I always start cracking up.
Right.
He's just so funny. There's a bit in there where he's. I just find it so funny. Right? Like there's a bit in the you know what? Don't worry if I spoil it, but I mean, you know. He goes to kind of like this Alcohol Anonymous like meeting, and he's like, you know what, I can't deal with this shit. Forget it. I'm like walking away, and then the sponsor follows him, and you know you think it's going to be some really dramatic scene. He's going to open up and like you know he doesn't, and then he walks off, and then it's interesting because you think then it's going to cut to Danny Rand or something, but then you go back to Meacham Ward. He's waiting in a cupboard. And then the sponsor comes out of nowhere and they start shaking each other. They start doing it in the cupboard. It was just so funny. I was just like, it's good, but like, you know, something's a bit off on it.
Yeah. Even the sort of baddie, Davos, I don't find him convincing as well.
I want to hit him.
Yeah.
You know, his voice, the way he acts, the sullen, he's just so moody and I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, I just don't find it convincing. So for me, it puts me kind of off.
Yeah.
But I'm still watching it. I'm still, you know, sticking with it because it's linked to the whole, you know, Daredevil and all that. It's all linked, and you know, I still like it, but I just don't love it. And
do you know if we're going to see any cameos from, like, say, Luke Cage or Misty? Or
yes, I do know.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm not going to say.
So I'll wait for those ones to turn up. All right, okay. And just so that our listeners know, we're going to see another season of Daredevil.
Yes, we are in 3 months, which I can't wait for. Actually,
how are they? This is amazing because I thought it was just like one character per year.
We're getting them all. I mean, we're getting them mixing as well. They're cohabiting, so that's good.
Yeah. So all right, let's give it let's stick with it.
Yeah.
There's only 10 episodes.
Yeah.
I'm on episode 3, and we'll talk about it in the next. We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah,
all right?
for sure.
All right. Okay. Now moving on to Anniversary Corner.
Yes.
We have got some classics in there. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the part of the show where we bring you a selection of 5 films going back 30 years. So we've got from 2008 all the way back to 1988. And the first film that we want to bring you is one from 2008. Take it away, Deval.
Bronson.
Yeah, so this is Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy, yeah. So is it Charles Bronson, isn't it?
Yeah, and like when you think about why is he called Charles Bronson, that's not his original. He changed his name to Charles Bronson because he liked the actor
Death Wish
actor, Charles Bronson. And I remember reading about this guy in the newspapers, saw a picture of him bared, like stocky, like absolutely crazy.
Didn't he die recently or something? I heard something about him recently.
Or he had a heart attack or something like that.
Yeah, because he was at one point the most dangerous man in prison.
Yes.
in the UK.
Yeah.
Like he was just a nutter. He was crazy. Like they couldn't hold him. They just always fighting and just a total nutter.
Yeah. And I mean, you can so see like Tom Hardy playing this type of a role.
He was Charles Bronson. He was that guy.
Yeah.
He's beefed up. He was
shaven head.
Yeah.
No, I know. I remember this. And you know what? Can you remind me, or maybe we can just have a quick look. Was this Steve McQueen who directed
it? I don't know. I can check that out. But whoever directed it was really, because it was quite intimate.
It was
a lot of. Because Charles Bronson was a nutter, obviously he committed crimes and ended up in prison for a long time.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time he spent in prison, he was in solitary confinement because he was such a nutter.
When I was obviously reading up on this guy, he would, the prison guards.
Yeah.
They would be shit scared to go in.
Yeah.
Because they said that he had a switch.
Yeah.
So one day he'd be like, "Oh, hi, how are the kids? How are you? And like, how's everything going?" Next thing you go in there, you'd be like, "Oh, hey, Charles, how's it going?" Like, "Don't speak to me."
Yeah.
Like, and he would like beat. He used to like, obviously break bones and like all that sort of shit.
It like 10 men to hold him down.
I know. So, wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see a portrayal of a real life criminal, a person who has got clearly so many issues going on in his life, he actually got married, right?
Did he?
He actually got married. He got married to a person who used to write him letters.
What?
Yeah. So she came to the prison.
Why do they always do that? There's always someone.
And I don't know what it is, because they feel some sort of attraction to these kind of like crazy guys. And she felt like as if, look, that was the love of his life. She could, change him and get married. And yeah, so you know what?
Crazy. But no, it wasn't Steve McQueen.
No, was it?
No.
It
was another person called, the director was called Nicholas Winding Refn.
Oh my God. How the hell
do you know who that is?
The guy who directed Drive.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. How do you know these things?
He's a Dutch guy. I think it's
Dutch, is it?
Dutch or Scandi. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, he makes some really interesting films as well.
That makes sense now. I've seen Drive, yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So that was Bronson 2008. And what have we got in 2003, 15 years later?
Open Water.
Hang on. Is this a Western?
No.
Okay.
No, Open Water. It's just basically, it's a documentary about like the preservation of water in the world, right, and how people turn on their taps. So they open the water on their. I'm bullshitting you.
I was so into this. Oh my God. What is it? You stop doing that.
But yeah, Open Water is it's a true story actually about a couple that were stranded in open water with a shark in their midst. Yeah. This film is literally about an hour and 20 minutes long. It's quite a short film. It's still a feature film, but it's quite short relatively. But yeah, it's like they're in the water. They got no like boat or anything like that. And they literally, the shark is circling. They're trying to fend it off, and just
and they get eaten at the end.
Do you know what? I don't know if they do.
Right.
But I saw this film when it came out in the cinema. I saw it ages ago.
Yeah. But
I remember the hype around it.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was a true story.
Right.
And this, like, it was billed as one of the most scary. Because think about it, you're in open water in the sea.
It wasn't Walker, was it? Paul Walker?
Oh no.
Remember he made something like that?
I don't think it was this one though. But
Okay.
I'll check. It wasn't this
Yeah.
one. No, this was some unknown people. But imagine like in the sea, you can't touch the ground.
This is one of the scariest things. Man,
exactly.
Hey, I'm just going for a dip.
Any minute, it can just come and get you, and you're gone.
This is why you need to watch The Meg.
Oh, I'm telling you. But this good film, really good film. Quite a short film.
Sure.
But the suspense, and it's just like you feel for them.
Yeah.
You literally feel for them.
Okay.
So yeah, it's worth a watch.
It does. I mean, I love those films. I mean, that's what. I'm a huge fan of Jaws, and I watched all of the Jaws films, and obviously when it got to 3 and 4 and whatever, they're really bad, but you still end up watching them. So that kind of man or woman versus nature, you're with the elements, and you've got these animals. People think, hey, yeah, it's just so fine to go out and like go for a swim, and you just don't know what's out there. This shit can happen, and it does happen.
It does. You got to be ready all the time.
Yeah.
Anything can go down.
All right, so that was 2003, and a film that I wanted to mention, and this is going back a while. So this is 1998, 20 years ago. This is Guy Ritchie's Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. And I remember that when this film came out in the UK, it was kind of like a real kind of, it was like a big film for British cinema. Yeah. It was like this proper, like, gangster, Cockney gangsters. It had like Jason Statham, Jason Fleming,
Vinnie Jones, first role.
Yeah, Dexter Fletcher. So you had all these kind of really kind of great characters, and they'd gone on to do like other stuff.
Yeah,
Dexter Fletcher became like a film director himself.
Okay.
Jason Statham, The Meg.
Yeah.
Say No More, and Vinnie Jones has Kate. He after that.
Yep.
End up in loads of other little films and stuff.
I'm the juggernaut, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know, it's just kind of one of those films where I think it started Guy Ritchie's career, really.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's not like, an amazing film, but it is a film which is interesting. I found it funny. I found kind of the characters interesting. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in it. And, you've got friendship, you've got the bad guys, you've got the good guys, you've got comedy elements in there.
It's just a mad mesh of all sorts.
Exactly.
Is that the film where someone goes, if the milk turns out to be sour, I ain't the kind of pussy to drink it? Is that the film where the guy says it?
Yeah.
There's all these one-liners in it.
Know.
It's just mad.
And I remember there was one scene in there where I can't remember what happens, where some guys, they go out to rob a place and they start shooting, and then the guy says, right, can everyone just stop getting shot?
Didn't that turn into a song?
And then there was a song.
Can everyone stop getting shot?
Oh my God.
The Casualty song. Oxide and Neutrino.
Yeah, that's it. So that kind of like this is, you're in this this kind of era of when a line gets turned into kind of like a song. So it's interesting.
Everyone stop getting shot.
And this is another thing. The guy who says that line, I met him. I was in a pub. How do
you know it was him?
It was Frank Harper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was in a pub. This is in it was in Southeast London somewhere. So we were in a pub with some people, and then everyone was like, "Oh, look, that's the guy from Lock, Stock." And I was like, "Who? What? Where?" And it was a guy. So I went up to him. I was like, "Hey, look, I liked you in Bend It Like Beckham."
Oh, okay.
Because he plays the dad of
Keira Knightley. Okay.
And then I started speaking to him about him. I said, like, what was it like working on that? And tell us about Lock, Stock. Really, really nice guy. Genuinely, like, a really nice guy. So, you had this persona of being this gangster, like, you know, stuff like that, but genuinely nice guy. But yeah, so ladies and gents, if you want to watch kind of like where it all began for Guy Ritchie, you'll see it. Sting was in it as well.
Oh, was he?
He financed it.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he put his own money into that film.
Okay.
And yeah, you know, and then I think then he went on to make Snatch.
Yeah. Snatch is good as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was that's a better film. I think Snatch is a better film, but this is kind of where you see the workings of it.
Yeah.
So that was Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels. And tell us about 25 years.
25 years ago, Menace to Society was brought into our lives. Yeah,
Great film.
Lawrence Fishburne was in that.
Yeah.
To this day, one of the main things I can remember from Menace to Society was that death in slow motion. I think when someone got shot and it, like they fell in.
Deval's doing the body movement.
Yeah, in America, they've always got those slow motion scenes and they go, and they fall over. Yeah. And they die. Yeah. But yeah, Menace to Society was a big film.
It was.
It's one of those films that get bigger, like one of those classic films that just get bigger every sort of 5-10 years as it goes.
And it was the brothers. Who was it?
Was it Singleton? Was it?
Sorry, John Singleton.
Yeah.
Who, you know, the two guys, they're brothers, aren't they?
Oh, the actors.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. You know, they could be, maybe,
because they're in Dead Presidents.
Oh, is it? I don't remember. You know.
Okay, I'm sure
they probably are, but I just can't remember. They probably are.
Yeah.
Dead Presidents. My gosh.
That's another classic.
Another one, you know.
Another classic film.
Flipping heck. You're bringing them out, innit?
Yeah, man. So I remember Menace to Society. Yeah, I remember 93, like, you know, someone at school kind of had this and was like, hey, look, you got to watch this film. And I remember it was around about the same time another film called The King of New York. Christopher Walken.
Oh, yeah.
New Jack City.
Yeah.
It was kind of
all
like...
that era, yeah.
Those films, they all kind of came out at the same time. So
Cuba Gooding Jr. He was in
I can't remember.
Menace to Society as well, wasn't he? Cuba Gooding Jr. Yeah, I'm sure he was. Yeah. Cuba Gooding.
But it was one of those films where if you like New Jack City, if you like kind of The King of New York, then you're going to love, or maybe not love, but you would go out and watch Menace to Society. And like, you know, Dead Presidents were kind of like, you know, roughly round about those same time. So there was these films in the early 90s where these types of films were coming out. Yeah. And we, like myself and friends, we lapped them up. We watched them and we thought, yeah, like, you know, show us more of this and we want to see more of that. And it was kind of like, you know, big culturally...
massive. Samuel L. was in it as well. Totally forgot.
This guy's been in these films like, you know, for donkeys, man.
Forever. Jada Pinkett was in it.
Yeah.
I totally forgot, you know.
I know.
My gosh.
We've got to revisit some of these, man.
We have to.
All right, another film which you need to revisit and a film which I need to revisit. Film which it's in my top kind of like it's in my top 50 comedies.
Is it?
Top 50 comedies is a film
number 49, is it?
Going back to 1988. All right, is a film called A Fish Called Wanda, and Duval is
I know A Fish Called Wanda.
Yeah.
Maximoff.
See, we always bring it back to Marvel.
Back to the Marvel.
Exactly. But this film, it stars John Cleese, Jamie Lee Curtis, Kevin Kline, and Michael Palin. And you're probably thinking, who the hell are these guys?
No, I know them.
Right. Ladies and gents.
I don't. No, I do.
In the 80s, these Jamie Lee Curtis was massive.
Yeah. I remember her from True Lies, that dress.
True Lies. Yeah. From Trading Places.
Yeah.
So A Fish Called Wanda.
Halloween.
Yeah. A Fish Called Wanda is about a bank heist and what happens after the bank heist and how John Cleese's character, who plays a lawyer, he's hired to kind of get the people off the bank of the bank hire the bank job, sorry. And it's just really funny 80s comedy but British, and it was it was the highest grossing British films of that year. Seriously, man. Had two American actors, Kevin Kline, Jamie Lee Curtis, in outrageous performances. It's just honestly, genuinely really funny film.
You know?
It's a really good film. And John Cleese, who would ever thought that this kind of like fuddy-duddy, this kind of like, you know, this guy...
Monty Python? Is that the guy,
Monty Python, he was in like Fawlty Towers and all sorts of stuff. But seeing him in this role was like really funny. So it's part of my kind of hidden gem selection this week. I just think it's a funny film. It's in my top 50 comedies. It's British. It's got American. It's got British kind of comedy humor in it, mixed in with the two loud, brash American characters, and they bring that vibe to them. Bro, I'm telling you, man, this guy is super talented.
Why is it called A Fish Called Wanda?
You'll have to watch the movie to find out. It's all related to the treasure, the heist. So if you can, watch it. And yeah, so that's Anniversary Corner, ladies and gents.
Okay, so now we go on to the next section where we will review a small selection of films that we have watched this week.
Yeah.
And let you know all about it.
Listen,
what's first?
I'm sighing here because I'm like, oh God, we got to speak about The Nun, and the hype for this film was huge.
Yeah.
In my eyes, I saw the trailer. I was like, oh my God, I've just got to watch this film. I can't wait for this film. I was a big fan of The Conjuring. I liked Annabelle. I liked Conjuring 2.
Yeah.
And James Wan, he created this whole horror, connected universe. And I remember reading one of his interviews. He said, hey, you know what? Marvel have got this whole connected Marvel universe. We can do it for horror.
Yeah.
James Wan, as you know.
And Blumhouse as well.
Blumhouse. James Wan is the upcoming director of Aquaman. So he's not averse to making great films and making these expanded universes and stuff like that.
Fast 7 as well, was it, I think?
Massive.
Yeah.
So these films are really big. So The Nun has been teased from, I think, Conjuring and Conjuring 2 or something.
Even Conjuring 1, I think, and Conjuring 2, and then
this thing, this kind of presence at the back who's controlling everything.
Yeah.
And what we see in The Nun is the kind of origin of this, where does this nun come from? So it's set in 1952 Romania. Something bad shit has gone wrong in a convent. I think a convent in a church in Romania, and Rome, the Vatican, they send in a priest to go and investigate.
Yeah.
And I think we've seen that set up before, right?
Many times, yeah.
Yeah, this is set up we have seen before. The Vatican gets involved.
Yeah.
You've got to go over, find out, is this just find out what's going on. But importantly, they say to him, we want you to take someone else with you. So the film shifts then over to London. Yeah. And we've got a young nun who hasn't taken her vows. She gets called along the journey, and whether or not this is important or not, but the actress who plays that role is Vera Farminger's sister in real life.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why that. Were they trying to show that this is the younger version of that person who's going to be?
I don't think so. Oh, is it? I don't think so. Was she? No. Was she?
Could it be? I don't know. I mean, is it?
I didn't think she was a younger version.
Because they do look...
But she wasn't... Was she a nun? Did she ever say she was a nun in Conjuring or Conjuring 2? I don't think so.
Good point, yeah.
But then Conjuring... What time...
That was 20 years later.
That could be her then,
It was... The Conjuring was 20 years later.
That could be her then, actually.
And maybe we don't know in those 20 years what happened.
That could be her. Oh shit, that's very clever then. That could have been her. Yeah. Okay, nice.
Yeah,
nice link.
Yeah. So the two of them, they head off to Romania. They go to they get to the church, and straight away, the audience and obviously the characters in the film realize something bad shit is going on over here.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the setup, and then for the next hour and a half, bad shit does happen. There's an evil lurking in the church, and it's up to the two main characters to kind of deal with it, and then send the evil back to where it all come from. And then this then connects into the whole Conjuring other films. So here's my thoughts. Deval, I was so fucking bored with this film. I'm so pissed off with it, man. I was like, what the hell? What have they done? Why? Now, don't get me wrong. The actual face of the nun is creepy.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Those eyes, the chin, the nose, the makeup, what they've created there is something really scary. And they could have made this film so brilliant. And in my eyes, the scares were cheap. Well, there were no scares. They then resorted to bloody CGI for a backstory that happened during the Crusades of how this evil comes up. And I was like, oh, what are they doing? So, you know, the whole atmospheric stuff is just gone out the window. And I thought she was great. You know, Vera Farminger's sister, she was great. She was like kind of like believable. The priest, he was really good. But come on, man, where did this film go?
I'm having none of it. I'm having none of it.
None of it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what you're saying. As in, I actually like The Conjuring. Conjuring 1, I think, for me, is a really sound film. Conjuring 2 is good as well. That's based on the true story of the Enfield hauntings. Yeah, but The Nun had potential to be just as good. Very atmospheric, being in Romania in that convent place, you know, all the haunting type spooks and stuff. But for me, a lot of things happened that just threw me off. I just didn't like it. Okay, I'm gonna put it out there. Yeah,
do it.
For me, the priest. Yeah. What kind of a dickhead of a priest is this man?
I know.
This priest man. Yeah, like. He just looks for trouble. Yeah. How many times was he looking for stuff? Like something would happen, a noise. Oh, what's over there? Let me go over there. Like I know horror films, you got to do it.
Yeah.
But this guy, I mean, I'm gonna spoil one little thing.
Do it,
guys. A spoiler alert. After he gets locked in the coffin, yeah, magically locked in the coffin. After that happens, what else are you looking for to convince you that shit ain't right, yeah? And you got to be careful. He was not careful after that at all. He was doing the same stupid things, same mistakes, walking across when he shouldn't be walking, splitting up when he shouldn't be splitting up, touching things, believing he's talking to someone when he's meant to be the older one that's more wise.
the wiser.
He's so stupid. And he got on my nerves so much. Anytime he was there, I just thought, you know, just kill this man. Kill this man.
They've got no purpose being there.
No.
Like there's, like you said, there's a bit in there. He starts following a ghost or whatever it is, and that ghost is connected to his past.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Come on, like what? It's like Alice down the rabbit hole.
Ugh, donut. He deserved to die. That guy.
And so that was really like, you know, that was putting me off. And then there was kind of, I just thought...
It just wasn't good.
It just wasn't good.
And
I just thought from James Wan, he's produced this. And I know that he's wanted to create this kind of like big, you know, horror universe.
Yeah.
And there's talk of there now being another spin-off. You know, there's not Slender Man, the Creepy Man.
No.
Do you remember in Conjuring 2, there was a toy, and then the man came out of the toy, really thin.
I think I remember. Yeah, that was the Enfield.
The Enfield one.
Yeah.
So they're gonna do a shoot. They're gonna have like a thing on that one now, and I was like, right, okay, fine, guys. If you are gonna bring us these films, give us something that we haven't seen.
Yeah.
Give us something which is kind of like really creepy, really atmospheric.
Even, you know what? Even if they gave us the same of what they have been like with Conjuring 1, Conjuring 2, if they gave us the same kind of ingredients but just different setting, that would have been cool for me. But this was all cheap jump scares that didn't get me once.
Exactly.
And it was just the setup was just too easy. It just didn't really land for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I do appreciate them linking the whole world. And there's a bit, without spoiling it, there's bits that happen, mainly towards the end actually, where you see the link. You know, you see the, oh, that's clever. A nice little link to, you know, the future films.
Yeah.
Quite clever, but it just didn't. I was disappointed. I actually left disappointed. And I think I heard the people walking up behind me saying, what did they say again? They said, that wasn't that good, was it? But you know people are going to go and watch it because it's The Nun.
Right.
But they said, oh, that wasn't that good. They didn't like it.
Yeah.
It's just, I think the most scariest thing that happened was in the advert. That was it.
Yeah, that one scene, you know, where she's holding the light.
Yeah. And how many times are these blimmin' things going to come and touch you and let you go? Kill them. Why are you gonna come and go strangle them for like 4 seconds and let them go?
Yeah, exactly.
Why? Okay, I know that there'll be no film otherwise, but then,
yeah,
it's just frustrating.
I know. And the thing is, right? Did they? I'm not sure. Why was she chosen to go with him?
I don't know. She didn't take her vows yet. She wasn't even ready,
because the priest says, "Oh, the Vatican doesn't take these decisions lightly. There's always a reason why."
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I remember that, but I don't know. I don't know. Unless they wanted that to strengthen her faith, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
I do not know. But I like the Frenchy guy. He was quite funny.
He you know what? He had the most laughs.
Yeah,
there were some funny moments in there,
but yeah,
but in the end, I just thought, all right, okay. So my question is this. My question is this to you: at the end of the film, they deal with the kind of the evil presence thing, but we know that this then leads on to kind of the other ones.
Yeah.
They haven't said how the evil then got out.
Yeah.
Well, they did.
They didn't say it so clearly, but they showed that when you thought a certain person was dealt with, it had transferred something to that person.
Right, okay.
And then at the end of the film, we realised, oh shit, it was still in that person. Even before the film ended, you saw something,
the upside down.
Yeah, exactly. So then you thought, okay, so shit, this person's still got it in them.
Yeah.
So I thought it was going to be in someone else, but then I realised, oh shit, it's this person. So it threw me off a little bit. That was like that was a good little twist. But yeah, apart from that, nah.
I mean, how many crosses?
How many crosses? Oof.
I think for me, like 4. I think
I was going to say 4.5. Yeah, I'll say 4.5.
It just didn't have I found Conjuring. No, so but I thought Annabelle Creation was better than this.
That was good. Yes, I liked Annabelle Creation actually. Yes,
and that was set about 4 or 5 years after this.
Yeah. Annabelle Creation was good.
Yeah,
that was good actually. Yeah,
so,
that was a good film.
So we'll see.
Yeah. So
we'll see what they do with the next one. But I think there's going to be another one with the creepy man, the creaky man, or something.
There
like
will
that.
be. Come on now.
There's always going to be one like that. All right, so that was The Nun, ladies and gentlemen. Go out and watch it, and it hasn't.
That will be. It'll come out next week's.
It'll be interesting to see what it's kind of what it debuts at.
Yeah.
All right, so next film that I want to speak about is a film that's already out and it's in the top 10. It is at number 5 at the moment. It's a film called Searching, and it stars John Cho, and I think you might remember him from Star Trek.
Yep. Sulu,
and even before that, you'll probably remember him from American Pie.
Yep.
MILF,
was he in
MILF. they look at the picture and they're just standing there, him and some guy. They go MILF. It's
that term,
It's just so funny.
Gosh.
So this guy, stoner comedy. He was in Harold and Kumar.
That's
and
what I was going to mention.
Harold and Kumar.
Yeah.
So I kind of read a little bit about the fact that it was based on a premise that a guy, his daughter goes missing, and then I kind of started reading up a bit more on it, and then I didn't read the reviews or anything, so I thought I'm not going to read anything major, just to kind of like what the synopsis is. I went into the film. First thing that you notice, it's very kind of it is low budget.
Okay.
And when I mean low budget, I mean in the sense that they didn't spend a lot of money on the setup.
Oh.
It's all with handheld cameras.
Oh, okay.
Or it's all the cameras that they use from your laptop, your mobile phone. And I just thought, this is ingenious. They didn't have to spend a lot of money on it, and you can clearly see that. So, for example, when he's speaking to someone, it's going to be through FaceTime.
Okay.
Or it's going to be through the chat, the webcam.
Yeah.
And I thought, what a way to make it like
it's quite
agile.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good term actually. Quite modern and up to date with how people communicate these days.
Exactly. So here's the premise. So you've got a dad, John Cho. He's this 40-something, tech worker. his wife's just passed away and he's just living with his daughter. His daughter's 16, 17 years old, college student. Obviously, they're upset because the mum passed away, but deep down inside, there's something missing there. The daughter's not talking to the dad's not talking to the daughter, and it's because of the death of the mother. But one day, the daughter goes off to school, and the dad comes home from work and he's like, hey, where are you? Like, are you at your piano lesson? And like, what you doing? He doesn't hear anything. A few hours later, she contacts him and she says, hey, dad, like, I'm at so-and-so's house and we've got a study group and I'm going to be home later on in the evening. Don't worry about it, blah, 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 blah. Okay, boom. You know what? He goes to bed. The laptop webcam comes up. The daughter's calling him about 11, 12 o'clock at night, but he's snoring away in the bed. Then it ends. Then she calls him again, and then we don't know what happened. The next morning he wakes up. He's like, "Hey, like, where are you? Did you leave for school already?" Doesn't get a response back. 2 or 3 hours later, he messages her again. "Hey, where are you? Like, you didn't take the trash out. Are you okay? I haven't heard from you." No response. 24 hours later, there's a search on. She's gone missing. And then the story unfolds. Where is this daughter? So then he starts to trace her steps. He finds out that she was a loner. She didn't have any friends. All the friends that she's got on Facebook are the 200-300 friends that she's got. They're not really her friends, and she's lived this kind of other lifestyle, and it's all secret to the dad. So it's a shock for the dad to find out that her daughter is suffering in some sort of way. And then he starts going through her phone, he starts going through the laptop, and then slowly starts piecing together what the kind of story is. Now, I thought it was interesting the way they've done it, the way they filmed it, and I thought he was really believable. But I've got to tell you one thing, I knew the end of the film half an hour before the film ended.
Oh, serious?
Yes, it is predictable.
Okay.
You will see the twist coming 30 miles off.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but that doesn't detract from the story.
Okay.
Because you want to kind of see how they've welded in the technology part and the whole FaceTime stuff into the story, but you will see it coming a mile off, Deval. Like, seriously, you will. And if you go into the film knowing that, you just think, look, I haven't got really high expectations of this film. You want to see how they've used the technology to create this story and to show this story. You think, oh, wow, this is interesting. And it made me think, fuck, we could bloody do it. We should be able to go out and make a film like this. You go missing and I'm like, where's Deval? I'm trying to record this podcast. It's debuted at number 5, which I think is quite healthy, I think.
Compared to the competition, it's all right.
For a low budget film like this, I think, and I'm not saying that he's, John Cho, he is a known actor. Whether or not he's a known actor in the UK, I'm not sure. But in America, he's pretty big. And I've got to say one thing, it's done really, really well in America.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was, like I said before, it was like super low budget and it's already taken like about 50 million.
50
million in America.
Hey, man, heck.
So clearly they're onto a winner over here. Whatever you say about this movie, it's low budget. It's got an interesting story. It's done in a way in which we probably might not have seen before or haven't seen in a while. So it's got its merits in there, but you will know exactly what's going up with the film and, you'll work it all out. So
Still worth a watch though.
I would still go out and watch it.
Okay.
Because it might give you ideas for something else, or it might make you think of another film, and then maybe we can speak about that in a later podcast. So it's definitely worth it. People are calling it Hitchcock-esque. I wouldn't probably give it that much praise, because if you're talking about the 39 steps, or if you're talking about Rear View Window, the rear view and like that whole kind of Hitchcock, the suspense, it does have that, but I wouldn't probably put it on that level.
Okay.
But it's definitely worth a watch, I'd say. So go out and watch it.
Okay. How many search engines would you?
Great one there. So how many hits?
How many hits? Yeah.
All right. I'd probably give this like a good solid six
Okay.
and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd give it like, so it's definitely worth kind of that.
Okay. That's good.
And it's a one-man show.
One man John Cho.
give me a high five on that
Is
one.
it?
That is brilliant.
You like that one, yeah?
One man John Cho. That's it. He's dishing them out, ladies and gents.
Got to be done.
That's brilliant.
Got to be done.
All right, what else are we reviewing?
So yeah, I saw Chirac. I saw it yesterday, actually, just
Right.
yesterday.
Yeah, tell us about this.
I think after watching Black Klansman, I thought, okay, I want to get my Spike Lee on. So I got to see another Spike Lee film somewhere. So I looked at the top Spike Lee films, and Chirac came up as one of them. Chirac is a mixture between Chicago and Iraq. Chirac. Yeah, so there was a study between 2001 and 2015. There were more murders related to like either gun or knife crime in Chicago than the loss of life in Iraq of the military, American loss of life.
Damn.
There's more in Chicago than in Iraq in that same time span.
Sure.
So Chicago, yeah, lots of crime in Chicago. It has been for a while. There've been documentaries about it that I've seen here in the UK. So I can imagine in America what's happening there with the exposure to it. And obviously, there's been lots of apart from gun crime and gang crime, there's been police, clashes happening with civilians and so on. So basically, this film is a Spike Lee joint. And you know how Spike Lee films go. Anything goes, anything happens. Great cast. It's got Samuel L. Jackson.
He's a regular, isn't he?
He is, yep. He shows up now and again.
Yep.
You've got Samuel L. Jackson. You've got Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
You've got I can't remember her name now, but she was in Black Panther. She was the Queen.
Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett. How can I name? Come on, sorry, Angie.
Angie, come on, sorry.
Sorry, Angie. Yes, Angela Bassett.
Yeah.
You've got Lala Anthony, who's in Power. Yeah, you probably you won't recognize her name, but her face and her arse is definitely.
Yeah.
And the main star is called something Paris. I'll get her first name. She's a really, oh my gosh. When I tell you, yeah, this, oh my gosh, Tiona Paris, her name is.
I've never heard. No, I've never heard of her name.
She is hot.
Really?
Oh my gosh. When I tell you some of the scenes in this film.
Yeah. So what, I mean, like,
I'm
you
gonna tell
mentioned
you the
Wesley
premise,
Snipes. He.
Also, Nick Cannon's in it.
Oh,
So
okay.
the premise of this film is that I just gave you the backdrop of the crazy crime in Chicago, crazy, and there's all these like almost like Bloods and Crips in
Right.
Chicago.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they're called, but I think Spartans and something else. But I think it's a made up name. That is, I'm not sure if it's actually true, but mad gang rivalry. Even at the start of the film, there's some gang violence. Some people die. So one of the lead characters, Tiona Paris, her character she's going out with one of the gang leaders, and at first she's all like, yeah, it's my man, yeah, pop shots, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then she realizes this is wrong, like this is just crazy, people are dying, blah blah blah. She goes to see one of the elders, Angela Bassett. Says, what can I do about it? I can't do anything. What can I do? Angela Bassett's like, you've got power. You've got power. What do you mean what you can do? You can do something. And Angela Bassett tells her a story of a where was it? Was it in Senegal? Ooh, somewhere in I think it was Senegal or maybe it was Uganda.
Right.
I think, but there was some trouble that happened in one of those countries, and the women who people thought were powerless, they said, no, we've got power over our men. So we're gonna give them an ultimatum. They better stop with this trouble. They better stop with this war that's happening in our tribe. If they don't stop it, we're gonna deny them pussy.
Oh, shit.
We are going to deny them pussy.
Oh, wow.
No peace, no pussy. That's the motto. No peace, no pussy. Yeah. So So when the character finds out about that happens, it's a true story as well.
Yeah.
That happens. She's like, yeah, that can work. So she gets all her girls together from her crew.
Yeah.
They go to the rival gang's crew's girls and she says to them, girls, this is too much. I don't care who's your man, what gang they're in. People are dying. Kids are dying out here. Literally, kids are dying. She's saying this happened over there. We've got the power over our men. We got to stick together. Let's be strong. No peace, no pussy. So like they start to band together as a small group. Then it literally spreads. It spreads literally like all the women are like no peace, no pussy.
Yeah.
No, like literally, and all the gangs are starting to feel it. They're starting to feel it. So they go to the strip. I think it's a strip or bar. Yeah. The men go to the bar and. They all. One thing about this Chirac that is really understated, but really good. Yeah, the language is a bit poetic. Oh, so a lot of the times, or most of the film, actually, if not all of the film, they're speaking in subtle poetry. So everything they're saying rhymes in a way, and it's just different.
Okay, wow.
It's almost like you're watching Shakespeare, but it's not in your face Shakespeare. It's kind of just poetry, but it just works, kind of thing. So I think I forwarded you a little scene from this yesterday, and this scene, all the guys are in the bar, and in the bar there's no girls. All the strippers, all the prostitutes, all the like the telephone girls. Yeah, every woman is on this. They're like no peace, no pussy. Yeah. So everyone is standing together. So the guys. There's a scene where there's guys in the club and they're dancing with themselves. Like, you know that thing where you dance with yourself and you rub your...
And you're looking from behind and it looks as if you're with someone.
So there's guys in the club doing that. And then that's where our man that was in Black Klansman, he goes around and sees that and he's like, she... Because he's like, what is going on here? Like, things are going... It's crazy. Yeah. And this revolution spreads and spreads. Wow. It gets national... Like literally everyone's on it. No peace, no pussy. Yeah. They overthrow some military base, start training the girls and stuff like that. Wow. And it's like it's a crazy premise. Yeah. But Spike Lee wanted to really get across the point. Yeah. That the violence is crazy. People are dying every day.
And just by you saying that, it also kind of reminds me of this thing about when you stand up. Yeah, your voice can make a difference.
Oh yeah.
And that comes through in Black Klansman as well.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. There was so much. I mean, this was 2016, only 2 years ago. Wow. You know, and just the message is so powerful. And towards the same way in Black Klansman, there's a few like serious points that are shown in the film by people that I think are not actors. Oh, okay. And they really get the message across, either through imagery or through spoken word and all sorts, and the message really comes across. Yeah. But the thing about this film that's so powerful, the girls are all saying no peace, no pussy. All of these girls are mad hot.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like this main actress, if you see her, it's like they're just mad hot. So if I was a guy and they were saying no peace, boy, I'm throwing my guns down, mate.
Put them down, man.
I'm throwing my guns down, everything. I'm like, I'm done. Because they are some hot.
And one of the things I want to ask you about is, did they say like why is it that Chicago is this hotbed for like all this like activity? Like what's going on in Chicago?
No, they didn't have time to go into that kind of backstory with it. I think there's crime in obviously everywhere in America, New York, LA, wherever. But I don't know what it is about Chicago. I don't know. Maybe it's extra poverty there, or they did say. Some of the stats are to do with like you know, I guess low unemployment or unemployment, I should say. Yeah. And just other social economic reasons. But yeah, it's just, and also John Cusack's in it.
Oh my God.
He plays a priest.
Does he?
Yeah, he's a priest, but he comes across as one of those, like, you know, them like happy clappy kind of priests.
Okay, yeah.
People, pastor, I should say.
Yeah.
He's that,
but
really? A white guy.
Oh my gosh.
The only white guy in the church. But he's like the happy clappy kind of pastor, shouty and all that. So it's just an interesting dynamic, but it just works well. He does really well in it. Yeah. Also, Jennifer Hudson's in it. Yeah. Wow. So she's gone through real life crime. Obviously, her family member was gunned down. Oh shit! Shotgun, I think it was killed a few years ago. She's experienced it firsthand. So she was in the film. Wow. just literally probably reliving what she had went through. So yeah, it's a good film. It's a good 2-hour film. I was actually quite surprised.
Yeah, I want to watch it, man. Seriously, Chirac.
Yeah.
I think I've heard of the phrase in a song.
You might have, yeah.
Like it might be a Kanye West song. Do you know that?
Probably, yeah, because he's from Chicago. So
Right, okay.
he probably has mentioned it. You're probably spot on.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's on Netflix as well. So
I'll check it out.
it's there. But yeah, it's really, I mean, I'll give it an 8. Same as I think I gave Black Klansman an 8.5. But
Yeah.
I'll give this one an 8. It was a good film.
Nice.
A really good film.
Yeah, and like you mentioned Wesley. I'm interested because you said Wesley Snipes, and we haven't seen Wesley in a big in a one of these films.
Yeah. Jungle Fever was his last Spike Lee joint.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what? Is he still like Can he still deliver the goods? Is he still good?
And he was nothing like Wesley Snipes I've seen.
Oh,
He was
really?
playing a particular character. Even the way he spoke, his body language, he was acting.
Oh, okay, good.
He can still act.
Yeah, that's
Literally,
good.
he can still act, and it was refreshing seeing him in such a different role.
Yeah.
Like they were all kind of talking different, and they just all it was a good film. It's just the acting and the direction and all that, and the language, all like poetry.
Wow, sounds
all
interesting.
poetry. Yeah,
Yeah, wicked.
It
All right.
was almost like watching a theatre on a film, a theatre production on film. It was
No.
almost like that.
That's good. That's a
Almost
good
like
compliment.
that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So-
thanks for that one. And so ladies and gents, that was Chirac, and you should be able to get that on streaming services. All right. Now, Devaldo, let us move on to hidden gems. So,
Yes.
what has your garden produced this week?
The garden has produced a trio of hidden gems, I must say, and all different and all very good in their own respects. So we did mention Counterpart earlier on, which stars J.K. Simmons.
Yep.
And J.K. Simmons stars in this hidden gem from 2014 called Whiplash. You've seen Whiplash?
I've seen Whiplash.
Great film.
Great.
Many
great
people
film.
haven't seen or heard of it.
No.
Flew under the radar for a lot of people. But Whiplash was a really, really good film. And it kind of reminds me of when they say like great sports people or great performers or anyone that's great has to suffer before they can get to their greatness.
Yeah.
But sometimes they don't, just suffering by yourself sometimes isn't enough. You've got to have someone there that can push you beyond what you can push yourself.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it can seem like they're being a bastard or a dickhead or just forcing you or taking you too far. But in this case, it shows that sometimes it's needed. You need that that dickhead coach, that coach that can push you and make you bleed to get you to greatness.
And I'm so glad that you said bleed, because literally in this film, I think it's Miles Teller.
Yep. Mr. Fantastic from Fantastic Four.
He's a drummer.
Yeah.
And he's part of this music academy or music school, and he gets chosen to be part of the kind of the whole band, and he literally bleeds.
Yeah.
That's how bad, like, the teacher wants him to play, that for him to actually bleed for him.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that you mentioned that about that. And one of the things that I found really interesting is during the film, right, did you ever get to the point where you thought, okay, is he a son of a bitch, or is he doing it to push the students? Which one is it? And I kind of flipped between the two. And then by the end of it, I kind of saw this thing, the end bit is I thought it was brilliant, man.
Yeah. I think to answer your question, at first I thought he's a bit of both.
Yeah.
But then I realised it probably does take a bit of a son of a bitch to be able to push someone. Because I can't imagine someone being really nice saying, excuse me, we've finished today's session, but I would like you to do another half an hour more and continue even if your fingers get sore.
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to work.
Exactly.
It needs to be all, hey, get the fuck over here and finish your drumming right now.
Yeah.
And I don't care if your fingers go sore. Fucking get up. You got to like proper be like that. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's so true.
It takes a son of a bitch to get, like, that's why some of these coaches, they get fired by the perform artists or sports people.
Yeah.
You hear about all these tennis coaches, this person got fired.
Yeah.
Because they've got the power to fire them, but
Exactly.
they also need them really.
Yeah, that's what happened with Ivan Lendl. He was like with
yeah,
Murray's coach, and like he's like that type of a person.
Yeah.
But okay, this might sound a bit strange question, but the version of the film that I saw, right? I've seen two versions of this film.
What?
Okay, so the first time I saw this film, right at the end of the movie, right, there's a close-up of Miles Teller. He's jamming away, he's banging away at the on the drum kits. You see a close-up, and then you see a close-up of J.K. Simmons. You see his eyes, and then he whispers, he mouths something. Do you remember that?
No.
Deval. Okay.
No.
J.K. Simmons said something to Miles Teller's character, like, I think, there was like a famous drummer from the 50s and 60s. What was his name?
I wouldn't even have a foggiest.
Oh, God, they reference him. And
Bernard Matthews, Turkey Drummers. Is that Bernard Matthews, Turkey
Beautiful.
Drummers. I used to love those, man.
I used to love those, man.
Bernard Matthews.
Really beautiful. Oh my God. No, there's this guy. There was someone really like famous, a jazz player from the 50s and 60s. And J.K. Simmons' character, the teacher says, he had it.
Okay.
He had it, right? And Miles Teller, all he wanted to have that kind of, that his teacher says to him, hey, look, you got it.
Yeah.
And then right at the end.
Did he say you've got it?
Right. Well, this is the thing. The version that I saw, you see him, J.K. Simmons, saying, you got it.
Okay.
Right? And he mouths that. But then when I saw it again, in the version I saw, he doesn't.
Oh.
So for some audience members, you're left wondering, what does he say?
Oh, that's clever.
It's really clever.
I think I might have had the one where you don't hear it.
Yeah.
I think I might have had that version.
And there's a bit in there where, the dad, I thought the dad was bit of a dick, Miles Teller's dad. He was like, hey, look, you don't want to be doing this sort of stuff. And
they're pushing. Doesn't push. Yeah,
exactly. He doesn't want to do that. And then there's a scene where the dad, he's watching through the cracks of the door and his eyes just light up because he realizes that his son's a genius.
Yeah.
And I thought that was wicked. Great shout out.
Whiplash, man. Good film.
Yeah.
Guys,
really,
go
really
see
good film.
it. Go see it. Second hidden gem we have is Perfect Sense.
I've never heard of this.
You're not supposed to.
Bro, tell me about this.
2011.
Yeah.
So I think somewhere along the lines we've mentioned Ewan McGregor today.
Yeah.
I can't remember why we mentioned him, but we mentioned him.
Christopher Robin.
That's right, yeah. So Ewan McGregor turns up again, and Eva
Longoria?
No, the one that was in Bond. Eva Green.
Eva Green.
Eva Green. Yeah. So them two.
Yeah.
So Perfect Sense. So I think Ewan McGregor is a chef and Eva Green is a scientist. They meet randomly in Scotland, and it's set in sort of present day at the time, and there's a massive worldwide epidemic.
What?
Shit, yeah, something's gone wrong. Basically, people are losing their senses. It's a worldwide phenomenon.
Yeah.
The scientists are trying to figure out what's going on. They can't figure it out. But there's always the same sort of sequence that happens. The first sense you lose is your taste.
Oh, shit.
Then it's like, I think, touch. And then it's hearing, and you lose your senses bit by bit.
Yeah.
So people start to lose their senses. Society goes crazy.
Yeah.
So people are starting to have to deal with their loss of sense and stuff like that, and being put in different sections to deal with it and stuff. And it deals with this couple's relationship. First of all, being perfect, they love each other. It's just perfect, and then bit by bit, they start to lose their senses. He's a chef; he can't taste exactly, and like hearing and stuff like that. Just they start to lose it. And it's just such a clever like sci-fi drama with no special effects.
Really? Okay.
No special effects. But just imagine a world where you're losing your senses. It's happening to everyone.
Yeah.
So they go to restaurants, so they go to eat food. And there's a scene where I think at first he says, I think someone says they don't like this or they don't like that. They go out to eat. And the next time when they've lost their senses, I think that the scene is turned into a bit of a funny scene because they start ordering things they don't like.
Okay.
And they start eating it because they can't taste it.
Can't
and they start laughing like kind of thing. Just eating.
Yeah.
Can't taste it. Crazy.
Wow.
So-
and by the end of the film, does the audience know what has happened? Why this has happened?
I will not say because I think it's quite powerful to leave it to the audiences. But yes, the scientists are trying to find a cure and stuff like that, and there is a resolution to the film in some capacity.
Okay.
I'm not going to say fully what, but it's definitely it's a hidden gem. When I saw it, I had no idea. I was like, "What is this?" Like I read the synopsis, I thought, "Okay." It's one of those films that I think personally, it's really better watched on a Sunday morning by yourself.
Okay.
It's one of those films. Some films are better watched by yourself.
Yeah.
This is probably one of them.
Yeah.
It's just such a good, quiet, intimate, just chill out film.
Yeah.
You
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, so really good film.
Yeah.
2011, 7 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So
And that's
yeah.
Ewan McGregor and Eva Green.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
British film, just,
Wicked.
And then the last hidden gem, and it's sort of running along the theme of The Nun here, with possessions and so on. This is The Taking of Deborah Logan.
Now, when you mentioned this film to me, I quickly went on, because the title for me is like, oh my God, The Taking.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? Is it like an abduction or whatever? So I went online, I typed in the movie, and the first thing that came up was this image, right? This poster, and you know what? The poster just like looked so creepy.
It's demonic.
Yeah. So when we're talking about taking, we're talking about demonic taking over here. And I was like, Jesus. All right. Okay. Tell us about this one.
So this film came out just a few years ago, actually, 2014, so 4 years ago. And it's filmed quite like handheld, handycam kind of footage. It's not the cleanest, but it's effective. And it's a story of a lady who is being treated for dementia, quite an elderly lady or middle-aged lady, I should say, being treated for dementia. And she's been, her family's taken her to get tests and so on. And through these tests, weird things happen. And they realise that it's not dementia, it's something else. And then that's where they get, they send a letter to the Vatican. No, they don't. But they do get spiritual help.
Right.
And then they realise what they're really dealing with.
Yeah.
And Deborah Logan is possessed by a crazy demon. And it's just, like I say, with the nun was too predictable and just, it didn't really land. Deborah Logan, you don't know what you're going to get.
Shit.
Because it's quite, the sort of handycam style footage and so on is quite raw. Right. And a lot of things that happen look like they're happening really, like real. Now. But her family were involved, and there's quite a lot of people that are there to try and help her, but they just can't deal with it. Okay. It's quite frightening at times. Yeah. As you saw the face, the image she's like that. Yeah. At times it's quite dark. There's many times where you're just in darkness and the camera's switching around and stuff like that. It's a scary ride. I'm not going to lie. It's a scary ride.
Is there a happy ending at the end?
Not that I can remember. No. Shit. And I like that because in these situations, I don't expect there should be. Yeah. Either way, you can't just like, the power of Christ compels you, and then you walk away happy. Oh yeah, I'm all right now. Yeah, you want to go shop? You want to go shop?
Because you're never gonna come back from that.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? The title is The Taking. Not the borrowing. We're going to borrow her and give her back to you. We're taking her. So it's she gets dealt with. It's based loosely on true story as well. Yeah.
Why do we see a lot of these films? Like, why are they so popular?
I think from The Exorcist and from the fact that a lot of these cases, or not a lot, some of these cases are, like they say, it's based on true stories and so on. And because a lot of people are quite spiritual and believe in heaven and hell, and these things, you know, it's in some people's mind, it's believable. People believe that these things can happen. All those ingredients together, it lends towards, you know, a film that people will watch with a bit more, you know, a bit more fear, because they feel it could be an actual.
There's some element of reality
exactly.
in there. And that's what I didn't get from The Nun.
Yeah.
So it sounds like as if I put this film on, I'm gonna actually like have the hair at the back of my neck like stand up. And the fact that they think it's dementia, with dementia, I don't know the intricacies of it, but obviously the mental disease, you know, it does take away from the person's personality and so on. So that, you know, them thinking that could be the case, but really it's possession. So she's allowed to get away with quite a lot with them thinking it's dementia, but it's really not. Right.
And then, you know, so, but yeah, it's just, it's a ride.
Is it?
Yeah. Deborah Logan. There's another one that I've seen. I might add it for next week.
Sure.
That is quite similar to this one. That was also very scary.
Yeah.
But I'll save that for another day.
So on a scale of you know, where we're looking at on this one?
This one, I gave a good 7.5.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's good.
7.5. I'll give for this one.
And out of the lot, would you say, because there's quite a few of these films, because when I searched for this film, then there was a list that came like, you know, the demonic possession films. Yeah. There's a lot.
Vatican Files or Vatican Tapes. There's Deliver Me from Evil with Eric Bana. There's the one that came out. What's it called again?
What about Insidious? Is that that's
not so much. No, not so much. But there's quite a few of the ones like this that, you know, there's always some sort of priest that tries to exorcise and you know, chase the possessed person or something like that. And it's just deep. It's deep. Man. Okay. I don't want anything to do with these in real life.
Well, this is the thing. I'm weighing up the kind of like, you know, the scale over here, whether or not I watch this or not. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm not a huge fan of, like, you know.
Oh, then don't watch it. Don't watch it.
I'm not a fan of, like,
my advice to you is not to watch it.
Okay. Then. All right. Okay.
Just don't watch it. Yeah.
Because
keep your mind clean.
I think The Exorcism of Emily Rose, obviously The Exorcist.
For me, that's one of the worst ones. Emily Rose.
What?
Emily Rose, like, that scarred me.
No, so that's weird, because that didn't scar me. For
me, because it was very descriptive, and they and it's based on a true story as well. Yeah. And for me, that one there was the sound design, and for me, I imagined more. Sometimes it's worse for me when I have to imagine more.
Yeah. But the thing with what I liked about that is because obviously you had a horror element with that film, but then you also had like the courtroom drama type of thing. So it was like, it's not an hour and a half of just full on scares. It's got this kind of dramatic element as well. But when I started reading up on this, and I thought, this is actually looks really creepy. This is like, you know. So I think for me, Exorcist, obviously, Emily Rose is up there.
The Last Exorcism. Have you seen that one? The American guy goes out to.
He's a priest.
Yeah, well, he's like, but he also does it for show. But then
but you know what? That I didn't find that bad.
You didn't? Okay. Because
then at the end, the whole group at the end.
Yeah.
The fire.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of films out there that people have said, oh look, don't watch this one because they're really, really creepy. Like, you know, it'll start playing on your mind.
Yeah.
Hereditary, that did.
Yeah. I still tell people to this day, don't watch The Entity. Don't watch it. I tell people just don't watch it.
Exactly.
That's my advice.
Yeah. So Hereditary was the last film for me, which I was like a couple of days later, I was like, shit, this is bad. Like I can still see this shit going on in my head.
The Witch is quite a dark one.
You know what? I saw the trailer. I didn't want to see that one.
That's all right. That's good choice.
Yeah. Oh shit, man.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, look.
I'm scared now. I need to go watch a cartoon, Powerpuff Girls.
I need to watch like the baby TV, like, you know. Right. Okay. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you have a pleasant day. Whatever you do. Don't watch shit that scares you, basically. No, but seriously, thanks a lot, Deval, for this week. It was a great one. Good laugh.
De nada. And guys out there, thank you for listening. Peace out.